The Edo State Governor Okpebholo don't come under attack because of waiting EBC in talk about the governor of Osun State, Oga Adeleke. And people don't they drag and like I pass my neighbor generator say, what is going on here, Oga? So you too, you self. You won't come to insult another person who be governor too. Well, that's not all. Because if you remember what happened yesterday, where I tell you say EFCC freeze the account, the first bank account of Osun State. EFCC come today, come talk, say, oh, they noticed some suspicious transaction. They said that yesterday, by the way. They noticed suspicious transactions and all that, waiting make them see them. But people come, they say, wait, too. So you guys never noticed suspicious transaction in the account of Kogi State. Why are not freeze them? Because in an APC guy. For every other state, and I don't lose this suspicious transaction, one and no freeze the account them. Why not this one? Well, as Adeleke family hold press conference and all that begin complaining, Davido, one of the sons or one of the Adelekes, come threaten say, if anything go wrong for inside Osun State election, say he go personally involved Donald Trump and the international community for waiting they go on for inside Nigeria and the election. And guess what? Not too long, the President Bola Tinubu, because who do that thing? Who do what? Did I just hear that they did something to Osun State? Immediately call the EFCC. I order you people start seizure. How did you people do this kind of thing? What is wrong? Sharp, sharp, sharp. In fact, I see order them to release the account or to unfreeze the account. He can't call Ademola Adeleke. Hello, Jackson. How are you? I did not know. I don't know so they do you this kind of thing, Jackson. Sorry. How can they do that? Oh, why is EFCC behaving like this? It's unfair. So that matter don't settle. Even Davido confirmed, say he was there live and direct when the president called a uncle. Wonders shall never end. My people, these and other stories now I'm going to tell you. And Dr. Catch is on ground to react to all of these conversations. I'm sorry I'm starting so late. We've been battling with network. Dr. Catch couldn't join in, but I just had to start. The most is we just have to call him over the phone since our village people no one making join through the studio. Anyhow, we must start. And welcome to the show, my people. If it's your first time of joining us, please click on the subscription button, like and share this post. They come back. After the break, stay with us. Really come back. Good evening, Nigeria. Welcome to Updates is Precious. Another beautiful day to bring on an update of all the things that they share for inside our country. My name is Precious Inye, and it always gives me joy to bring on all the things that they happen for inside our country. If this is not your first time of joining us, click on the subscription button now, subscribe, like, and share this post. And if you be regular member, you know how to pay your tithe and offering now, or you like and share the post. Tell people around you, say, time don't reach your food, you don't know. It don't reach time, we'll go discuss things they get to do with our country. So kindly like and share that now your tithe and offering. I see they enter, I beg just a like and share. That's all they done for inside this place. Thank you guys. And just to let you know that we're also live on radio for inside Citizens Voice 97.1 FM for inside Lagos. So we did live for Citizens Voice 97.1 FM Lagos State. Oh yeah, make I just go bring on. I think so they hot sharp, and then I go bring Dr. Catch, make it enter inside the studio quick because time no day. Moving to the things and we be say the shell this evening. Hey, missing primary secondary certificate. Tinubu submitted forged documents to INEC. ADC chieftain. Which ADC chieftain get the mind to talk this one? Look, see. A chieftain of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, Carlo, today, Thursday, insisted that President Bola Tinubu has been submitting forged certificates to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, since 1999. Send a forged certificate since 1999. Carlo, what do you? Now, I cannot talk this one. He say the president submitted forged certificates in INEC to INEC in 1999, in 2023, and now he talked this one for inside Channel Television Politics today while reacting to the controversy over Tinubu's missing certificates on INEC's forms. Now, Tinubu had failed to submit his primary and secondary school certificates to INEC. However, Carlo insisted that Tinubu's documents are forged and fake. Carlo, who tell you that kind of thing? Fake certificates? Wow. Now, according to Carlo, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria says no person shall be qualified to contest for the office of the president if that person has presented a forged certificate to INEC. That is the law. Now, today, Tinubu has submitted forged certificates, and I would list them now. The substance of this issue is did Tinubu in 1999 submit forged certificate to INEC? The answer is yes. Tinubu in 1999 submitted forged certificate to INEC. Tinubu, you mean our president? Well, he didn't say again. Did Tinubu submit forged certificate to INEC in the 2023 election? The answer is yes. Tinubu submitted a fake certificate to 2023. Why? Now, quoting him further, he says, I'm saying it here on national television for the whole world to know that Tinubu in 1999 deposed that he attended St. Paul's Primary School in Ibadan, which is false. Let Tinubu, his handlers, and Ogala come out and say that is not false. Or you made a comment. Even dear dead. Kalu, what did they give you mind like this? You get mind the triple dear president. Hey, Kalu, what is giving you this? What did you drink? What water did you drink? That is giving you this mind. Well, this one, it don't raise a lot of eyebrow. People don't talk a lot about them. But the question we say, after all of this talks, which thing will be next week, BC go happen. But let's move on very quickly. We don't have time. Osun 2026, I will involve Donald Trump if anything goes wrong. Davido tells Tinubu. Yeah. IGP this approves deployment of CPs to 8 states. Okay. Let's go on. Abducted Ogun police students regain freedom. ICPC uncovers 2 more fake agencies in PFIPC investigation. ICPC, as your watchdog, when president talks, say, go and touchlight what is going on in that fake agency. Then go submit their report today to the president. And inside the report today, submit. Now they can't find that. Say, hey, 2 more fake agencies even deal as they touchlight one agency. Ew. Okay, Cardinal Naiko, resign if you have no solution to Nigeria's challenges. APM tells Tinubu. And then moving on, Amechi receives PDP delegation, renews call for opposition cooperation. EFCC versus Osun. Tinubu bowed to public outrage, not voluntary act. ADCC, now bow, in weak. In bow to waiting everybody, all opposition, everybody come together and say, what do you do? They're wrong. Now he come back. He could call Adeleke. Adeleke. EFCC back on Unfreeze that account. Now, how would you people dare hold that account? Not tell me say this kind of thing they happen. It is wrong. It is wrong. Oh wow. Interesting. All right, let's go and move on to other issues. EFCC versus Adeleke. It's number behind masquerade troubling Osun. Articles A. And I say, Tinubu hand now be the masquerade. They be say, now in there for the back of the masquerade, they give Osun all this trouble. It just do like say, this guy is not good. Certificate. Tinubu qualified to run for president. APC ex-legal advisor Ogala talks to say no matter what you happen, saying they qualify to run. If you bring primary school certificate to, bring primary school certificate to, waiting consigned on. Not being they talk once upon a time, a person bring a NEPA bill, say they go vote. What's your problem? Oh, Governor Bala Muhammad directs military police to dismantle kidnappers' camps across Bauchi State. Public safety OT orders Abia traffic agencies to extend operational hours to 10 p.m. ADC questions Tinubu's claim on EFCC's freezing of Osun's accounts. NDLEA promotes 73 operatives in Edo State. Agbese opposes frequent change of service chiefs, urges Nigeria to exit ICC. Moko come for International Criminal Courts. IGP this will approve deployment of, I told you that already. Well, let's see what we have here again in the news. Bashir Ahmed under fire over Tyler Post and Mainfield House. That's not my business. ISOP wipes out top Boko Haram commanders in Borno State. 4 headers arrested over alleged farm destruction in Plateau State. How ISOP turned on Boko Haram, triggering Nigerian deadliest terror rivalry. Police arrest woman nursing officer over alleged abduction of baby in Jigawa State. But let's move on to other issues very quickly. So moving on, Governor Alex Oti inaugurates 20 electric buses to expand public transportation in Abia State. Sidelined APC foot soldier Bashir Ahmed under fire for supporting xenophobic attacks on Nigerians after uploading South African singer Tyler's Grammy picture to taunt Davido amid Osun governorship proud. Now, 6 Nigerian soldiers reportedly killed, 6 of our soldiers killed as Boko Haram terrorists launch another attack in Borno State. 6 soldiers. May their souls rest in peace. And it's always sad to hear all of the stories. We hear that at least 6 soldiers have been reportedly killed. in a fresh attack by suspected Boko Haram terrorists in Borno State. Now, the attack reportedly occurred today, Thursday evening, in Bita, a community in Guza local government area of the state. According to security sources, troops came under attack during the assault, although the full circumstances surrounding the incident were still unclear. Confirmed the development, saying 6 soldiers were found dead, 6 men down in Bite, northeast. The sources said, or the source said. As of press time, no video photograph footage yet, but we'll just hear saying that's what you take happen. And one day we look forward to hearing, getting details of the conversation. But let's move on to other issues very quickly. What do we have here now? You're a small boy who came into politics by accident, spent 8 years in government and couldn't make a change in your poverty-stricken community. Davido slams ex-Buhari's aide Bashir Ahmed. There's been a lot of back and forth. And in fact, I'll keep inspiring young generation to come while you wait for the next government job to get crumbs. Davido still keeps firing him. And of course, he fire him back to tell him, say, there's just been a lot of Glasgows. And then APC doesn't want Peter Obi because they know his lifestyle is the kind of leadership Nigeria desperately needs to move forward. And that Nance president Atiku Issa now they talk that one. I want him talk this one. He talk say because he's frugal, the person will be say go manage resources, he go stop waste, and say the people with the in power don't want the waste to stop, so they don't like it. That's why they don't want him to be in power because their choppings go stop because Nigeria now be their industry where they use make money and they don't want them to stop. And I don't tell you, I will involve Trump if anything goes wrong in Osun's election. Davido tells Tinubu. And then Tinubu using EFCC to hunt or witch hunt opposition states. Makinde raises alarm ahead of Oyo 2027 governorship election. Backs Adeleke stand against plots to rig Osun poll. Monetary demands whereabouts of billions received as ecological funds, or Monit NG rather, demands whereabouts of billions received in ecological funds from Edo Governor Okpebholo amid persistent Benin flooding. And Okpebholo is proof that APC can package any garbage for Nigerians. I didn't write this. That now using Nigerians on social media talk. They say, hi, Okpebholo approve, say APC can package any garbage. That's now using some Nigerians slam Edo governor after in call Adeleke clueless dancing governor. It is shameful. Tinubu now orders supposedly independent EFCC to unfreeze Osun accounts and all that. In fact, I'm waiting Nigerians. So he can freeze and unfreeze? Well, okay. Peter Obi once against political use of EFCC questions timing of Osun account freeze ahead of governorship election. And Tinubu bows to pressure, orders EFCC to unfreeze Osun State account. APC has become spokesperson for INEC and EFCC. Chidodin Kalonani criticized them after EBC on another share statement where they justify the reason we make EFCC freeze Osun State account. Was it in your position to share the reason for that? Not be the EFCC go use their mouth talk. Okay, all right, go on. Akpabio-led National Assembly hides disputed Enugu colleges 29.5 billion naira streetlight transformer project in Tinubu padded 2026 budget. No one can stop Alex Oti's re-election, not even me or APC. Ojikalo concedes defeat ahead of Abia governorship poll. Okay, now appeal court bars EFCC investigation of Fayemi over Ekiti Airport project amid ex-governor's clash with Tinubu over state of the nation under him. So appeal courts don't bar EFCC investigation. Okay, all right, let's move on. EFCC freezing Osun government account is an indication that Tinubu will betray Southeast governors already associating with him. That now waiting Nigerians they talk say, hey, that Southeast governors, see him brother, this one saying there with Amo, they endorse Amo, insti freeze their account. Southeast governors, they're gonna tiana ayo now waiting Nigerians they tell them. And then moving on, Nigeria economic crisis are product of corruption. Adebayo slams Tinubu over worsening nationwide insecurity and poverty. Terrorists take over Sokoto community as residents flee, convert school health centers into terror camp. How? Schools, health centers don't become their camp. Civil society blasts Tinubu APC for using EFCC to intimidate Adeleke ahead of Osun governorship election. Fake bishops, fake agencies, fake certificates, fake childhood photos, Fake everything. Netizens, Nigerians on social media, blast Tinubu, APC over forgery fabricated Catholic youth leaders. That's letterhead. Okay, let's see what we have here very quickly. Tinubu government blames rising poverty on fuel subsidy removal, says previous policy unstable or unsustainable. City Boy Movement sacks Oyo coordinator for insulting Tinubu and son. How dare a City Boy Movement insult President Tinubu and his son? No, that is becoming unbecoming. They sack him sharp. But let me see if I can take a bit of the story for you going on. The City Boy Movement has sacked Ahmed Ajibola as its own state coordinator for insulting President Tinubu, Sheyi Tinubu, and the leadership of the movement. Now, a statement signed by the movement Director General Francis Sugar on Thursday said Mr. Jibola's removal came barely 2 months after he was issued a formal notice to respond to several allegations contained in a petition submitted against him. Make I just leave the matter in a family business. Everyone is going to be all right. So I just make a give on a tip of the iceberg of waiting they go on for there. Ashetima proceeds to first annual leave as VP since 2023. He never go leave since he become VP. Oga don't tire. Hey, Oga, go and rest more. Account freeze. Osun government sues EFCC First Bank 62 billion damages. Oh, Jare, make we go other papers quickly before we invite Dr. Kaj to come inside before I say that Dr. Trump. Okay, so let's see what we have here very quickly. Tinubu orders EFCC's unfreeze. I told you that already. IGPDC removes 6 Mopol commanders attached to Total Energies over 70,000 monthly extortion of officers. And a Nigerian woman battles for life after reportedly jumping from 6-story building in India while fleeing law enforcement. ADC party queries EFCC's independence after Tinubu called them. And I'll tell you this, hundreds of houses already underwater. Ayetoro community gives Ondo government ultimatum over devastating flooding, threatens shutdown. And hundreds of families flee Sokoto community as residents accuse government of abandoning them to bandits. And let's see pretty much what we have here. Yeah, this and more stories now this we get. And I'd like to say thank you so much for joining us and welcome to the show. Always a pleasure to have you guys. So whilst I quickly connect Dr. Catch on phone, make I play you waiting Ibisi. Oh, did I tell you that the Oni of Ife praised the governor of Ondo State, the governor of Edo State, Okpebholo, and the governor of Kogi State? Those 2 wonderful governors. Say, then the example, then the make I show you waiting
for you that God will continue to give you wisdom, give you wealth, and give you simplicity. These are the simplicity symbol of our ancestors, and we are presenting the same to you. For coming to this palace, may God bless you and bless all the works of your hand. Thank you very much. Excellency Legacy. We're very honored, very privileged in the palace, the source of the entire Yoruba race. We are very happy and delighted to have the 2 governors with a very rare characteristics. I repeat, their characteristics are so rare amongst their peers. These 2 governors, I really truly want all of you to appreciate them and emulate them. Their characteristics is essence of living in this world. The 2 of them are the most humble governors we have ever produced in Nigeria.
Aww.
Everything about them is humility and simplicity. I think you deserve a better resounding round of applause for them.
Oh, I don't.
If you can honor me, just
so much. And I get the image of simplicity personified in your governors. On our lead by example. Well, let me quickly show you what the governor, one of the simplest governors, said today while he was campaigning for his party governor for Edo State.
Before somebody sign paper, he will dance. Are you not tired? For 4 years, this man has been dancing before he take breakfast, before he drink tea, he will dance. I was asking my friend, and I said, I can't even remember when I saw this man in our general meeting in Abuja. Before he even entered the plane, he will dance. Before he got there, we had closed. So he won't know what we are saying. He doesn't know the reality of today. If they bring money, chop that money from them, but don't vote for them. They said they have money to spend. Is that not so? Just collect the money, keep it in your pocket. That man is Obaseki's friend. You know we kick Obaseki out of Edo. So we have to kick his friend out of this place too. Edo people chop Obaseki's money, but they never vote for him. But they kick him out. A governor that is not working, the best gift for him is to send him out of that state. If he's not working, what business does he have here? Does he have any business? Abojo! On the 15th, what are we doing? Are you not tired of dancing, governor?
Oh, yeah, bye to Jabba Jabba. Bye
This is the man. This is the man that stands for development of this state. Your schools, this is the man that will develop your school. He will build road for you with concrete pavement. Road that will last for 80 years and above. The reality of today is somebody that will change it and make development for Osun State. What are you looking for? Is it not development? Somebody that will bring about prosperity to this land. That is the person we need. And that person is humble. Let me tell you something. The road I was passing, my tire was shaking. I said, is it the dancing road or the dancing governor's road? They said it's the dancing governor's road. But I want you to enjoy good road. And the man that will give you good road is humble. Are we ready? Also, are we ready to make a change? Are we ready to say bye to dancing? So that it's only when there is ceremony that people will go and dance. Not when it is business to save the people and save the land. Let me tell you, a governor that is working in a state is the president that is working in that state. Because every resources that governor is going to use is already provided by the president. So have you asked, where is your own resources in this state? Why are they not using it? Now the good news has come. Arewa! Arewa! Igbokwenu! My brother said, "Do Kogi, let us get serious and make sure that this man is out of that place." There is no time to joke. There is no time to waste. The time for us to call the progress into this state is now. We cannot wait for tomorrow. This is the best man that will do the job. Ambo. When you get to your house, tell your papa, Ambo. When you get to your house, tell your mama, Ambo. Papa, mama, oh, Ambo is the answer. Ambo, you are the answer. Ambo, you are the answer. Stand up, let them see you very well.
Papa, Mama, oh, Abba is the answer. Papa, Mama, oh, Abba is the answer. Papa, Mama, oh, Abba is the answer.
The answer to insecurity of Osun State, Ambo is the answer. If you want to say bye-bye to kidnapping, vote this man. If you want to say bye-bye to hunger, vote this man. If you want to say bye-bye to bad road, vote this man. What of schools? Vote this man. So that government school will be like the one we have in Edo now. Government school is like private school now. So there's no business people taking children to private school. Right now, every child wants to go to government school because of what we are providing for the schools. So this man will do the same thing. Because this man will come to Abuja where they will give him instruction to go and work. This man will come to Abuja where we will be having a meeting that all of us will be telling ourselves, this is what we have done, this is what we have done, this is what we have done for our people. So somebody that will not go for such meeting will never work for his people. Osun, shine your eyes. Osun, shine your eyes.
All right, so I don't hear from the governor of Edo State how he talk. He say, "Oga Adeleke sabi dance. Before he sign documents, he go dance. Before he do anything, he go dance." Say, Osun people don't need person way to dance when they don't do anything. So they need change so that they go fit get Osun people go fit get dividends of democracy. He even talk about how in Kabi they dance for the road as in they come because of saying that the dancing road of the dancing governor. And then remember that a lot of people have said that what is going on in Osun State? Why is APC determined to win in Osun State? The APC chairman, national chairman, Oga Yuwada talks, said that winning Osun is a must for them. I have it on video where he said it. That is a must for APC. And then the person who is in charge of the APC delegation for the Osun State, don't come talk and say that they must win Osun State. And why is Osun State important for the APC to win? Well, joining us inside the studio now, Dr. Kaj Ononojo. Sincere apologies, say network no let us make we get up directly inside the studio. Dr. Kaj, good evening and thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you join us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, sir. We missed you. We missed you.
I am good. I'm here for them doing what they love best on other platforms. I am always there for them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. All right. I mean, it would be unfair for me to start this conversation without pointing through immediately to what's going on in Osun State. So let me quickly pick your mind on the entire Osun incident, if you'd like to jump in on it.
Well, the Osun thing is something reminiscent of the crisis of the Western regional crisis. Don't forget, it was the Western regional crisis that led to Wetie. It was
Operation Wetie.
Yes, it was the inability of the government to manage that now you saw the first coup in Nigeria. That was the first coup. You know, when
so you mean say that Operation Wetie and all that now in follow cause the coup will happen?
And yes, that is the beginning of the crisis of the First Republic. When the politicians started those war in the Western regional crisis, then it descended to live burning of human beings with petrol doused all over their body, which we refer to Operation Wetie. And then the arrest of Chief Awolowo and subsequent jailing of him and putting him in Calabar. Then there was now that discussion, which we are hearing now from elderly people, that they suspect it was all arranged by Fajuyi and his friends did that coup. And then they thought, okay, the coup, you did it. What about the people?
So wait, it was Adekunle Fajuyi that spearheaded the coup?
No, we're now hearing from some elderly gentlemen like Danjo and Co. before they pass. They're beginning to tell us something that Fajiri this, Fajiri that. Because you see, the real reason for that coup was for them to bring Chief Awolowo back to power.
Is it not the same coup that they said it was an Igbo coup, sir?
No, that was simply the British game. The British, after the Willings Commission, after the discovery of massive hydrocarbons across Igbo land, and knowing very well that the Igbos were so antagonistic towards British interests, the British started plotting against the East. So when that Western regional crisis culminated in coups, counter coups, and then the British now started saying, no, the coup is Igbo coup, the coup is Igbo coup, setting Igbos up for a kill. Then, what they couldn't do in 1958 now happened for them in 1967. Nigeria went into a civil war, and then after that, you saw what
So Salah, make I get and clear. As you don't carry us go history now. So are you saying that the 1966 coup, where Bise then tag an Igbo coup, was actually spearheaded by Adekunle Fajiri, and say now the British, yes, but they talk saying that the British now be the under people where Bise Kosam, and that's because
the British after the mishandling of the Western regional crisis by the leaders then, the coup occurred as a fallout of the mishandling of the Western regional crisis, and then the counter coup that came from it. Instead of dealing with these things as issues of politicians who didn't have experiences to resolve issues, the British said, no, we should call it Igbo coup. No, they set us up against each other.
But why would they do that? What did they intend to achieve?
Well, the British were not happy because the people who drove them out of country were the people in the south. When Awolowo, Enahoro, Okpara, and Zik were campaigning for them to go, nobody in the north was campaigning, because in the north, the British employed the Fulani who came to Nigeria originally as slave catchers during the Ottoman period. And after killing of Sultan Atahiru in Gombe by Captain Moloni, of course, Moloni was also killed in Kefi by Mekasowa, whom the British caught in Kanu and hung him on the stake. Now, all those crises, after that, the British still employed the Fulani to help them look after the House of Boko estates and report back to the British in what we refer to in history as indirect rule. So when the agitation for independence peaked in Nigeria, it was actually the Southerners. I had the privilege of once asking conversations that I still have custody of. I asked my Tamasule, I said, Namasani, why did the North say they were not ready? He said, we're not ready. We didn't have enough educated people. So we said, no, we will want it to happen when we are ready. And that was why Sadanana embarked on what he called the doctrinization policy of hiring people elsewhere to work in the North until they can find alternatives that can take the job. And that was it, because they didn't want to be swamped with people from other parts of the country for things they are not yet ready or do not have the expertise to do. So as I was saying, that crisis from the Western regional crisis was what culminated in the Civil War. Now, we are also seeing another crisis. Why do I say this? The Adeleke family from Ede are very popular all over Osun State. Tinubu himself from Iragiji, he now feels, him and his cousin, Oyetola, that they should take the state of Adeleke's family. Of course, Oyetola is not happy that he was humiliated when he just got the first term by the Adelekes. By all means, you have what he said to the Catholic bishop, that all is fair in politics. It's not true. All is not fair in politics if you do not follow the true demands of the law. Because politics, yes, could be a psychological war, but there are rules as in place in the constitution of the country where this is done. So Tinubu is wrong to express that quality of desperation. And you can see how the Catholic Bishops' Conference took on him. That was the first time he's ever seen people who would come to the villa and tell the truth to him in his face. He wasn't willing to listen. So we were now beginning to see who Tinubu is. You know, after the P2B interview, and people were telling the press, why are you always talking to P2B? Why don't you go talk to Tinubu? And they hardly organize the interviews for Tinubu. And then
was there any interview?
Actually speaking
there
properly,
was no interview. He just saw the Catholic priests in Aso Villa. That wasn't an interview session. Nobody
they just
him.
wanted him to start speaking to people.
Wow.
And you can see that. So that interview with the Catholic Bishop Conference, as if he was talking to Nigerians, exposed him proper. Those represented the first set of Nigerians to meet him and were able to look him face to face and tell him the truth about what's going down. He got angry. They didn't come to endorse him. What do you mean? And then they started to fight. But you can see how good Catholics, you know, like you see the position of the Secretary of Government, Mr. Akume. You know, they have the largest band of Catholics in Nigeria. Up to 98% are Christians in Benue. And that's the only Christians you see there, Catholics, and the members of the NKST. NKST stands for Nengu Christi, Al Sudan, Hentif. You know, in English, it means the people of Christ in the Sudan of TVS Prussia, because before the name Nigeria was coined, the name of a lot of the North was called Sudan. That's why you saw the original church missions that came there were called SIM. That meant the Sudanese Interior Ministry. That's what now transmuted into the Equa Church. And then now today you have Kokin and you have all other kinds of denominations. So they have a very strong Catholic followership in the north central zone of Nigeria. What you actually have a lot, so they know who were deceived. People were telling you, oh, the north is Muslim. It's not true. The north central zone is a majority Christian area. And that's part of the problem you now have with democracy. The democracy is beginning to allow us to see Nigeria for what it is. And the Fulani, without the numbers to maintain their positions of entitlements and privileges, are fighting it with violence, trying even to use militias to seize land from indigenous people using imported populations. So our country is going through what it has not been through before. I welcome it. So the issue you see in Osun State is reminiscent of the crisis you had in the old Western regional crisis, from which, as I say, the first coup happened. And then the governor of Western Nigeria was removed, and they brought in some Dr. Magic Kudungi. And before you knew it, the soldiers got angry, did a coup to try to bring back in Calabar prison back to power. But then it wasn't well handled. Just as you're seeing right now, the coup plotters that were arrested by Tinubu's administration are not being tried, just as it was in the 60s. When the Northerners say, okay, the coup plotters, why are you not trying them? That means you actually supported them. Okay, the strategy to remove our leaders, and then the advantage we have, we're going to lose it. And the North did that counter coup. So whatever it is, that's why I say that it was that Western regional crisis that now grew into what we call the Civil War.
All right,
because of mishandling by politicians. So Tinubu should please. And let me tell you the beauty of what you're seeing in Osun State. Our docility, I've always maintained, is the reason why we are where we are. Okay? Our docility, because when you see a Nigerian being cheated and you keep quiet, look at Tinubu. Today you're going to freeze the account of his state.
He did not freeze it, though. It was EFCC. And the president came to the rescue. The president, how can EFCC do that kind of thing? And he didn't even know. Well, the president did not know. Do you know he did not know?
Well, fine. So how could he not know in a state where is Oyetola the president? Is Ms. Oyetola the minister?
Are you saying that it was the minister of blue economy, Oyetola, that gave the order to EFCC to freeze the account?
That is, yes.
No, but EFCC said they noticed a suspicious transaction in that account.
Forget that. So if they notice, the same EFCC that we are making noise about Yaya Bello, yet as I'm talking to you, Yaya Bello has now been cleared to contest the election as a senator. EFCC is still there, going to freeze somebody's account. Why haven't they frozen the account of Kogi State? that have been sponsoring Abelo and promoting Abelo.
And so that is why, since the president did not know, immediately he got wind of it. He immediately called EFCC to order and said, no, this thing you're doing is bad. And they stopped it. And he called the governor and told the governor, Adeleke, Jackson, I didn't know that this was what they were doing to you. He stopped it immediately. So the president has acted state, sir.
That is after the fact.
Did you call me sister, sir?
Yes, sister, I said that is after the fact. Okay, I just don't want you misleading yourself. That was after the fact. Okay? And the reason it is after the fact is, how can you be a president? And a lot of things are happening. The EFCC doesn't report to Minister Oyetola. No. The EFCC reports to the president. So when did Oyetola start being the person that will give instructions for accounts to be frozen? Good. What about the officials that were arrested in Osun State and then brought to Abuja? What was that for? What about the SSG whose house was burgled? And they say they saw what? 5 million naira? Is that money? What is this harassment for? Why are they trying to give Osun State the Edo State treatment? This is unfair. We should have free and fair election.
Okay, so speaking about the Edo State treatment right now, the governor of Edo State, Osun Edo Govt, was in the States today during the campaign. And he said for 4 years, Adeleke has just been dancing in Osun State. He's not been doing anything. Before he signs any document, he will dance and dance. And that's why maybe you need to remember to sign them. Before he go do any road, he go dance. And that's why he's been inactive. In fact, he said that they fine him for governor's forum. Say he wonder why the governor need to come governor's forum meeting. Say he come the wonder, say, okay, now the dance, then why the dance? Now make the in the come governor's forum. So he can't promise, in fact, in context, if they remember, say Adeleke, na Obaseki friend, you see, all of them are not in the same dancing level. So Nigerians don't they talk about Okpebholo, but I don't know. He's just, I don't know if you want to react to that very quickly, sir.
Everybody has a particular trait that is unique to himself or herself, but also noticed by the public. Him, Okpebholo himself, is a man that cannot pronounce figures. Don't forget that.
That he cannot do what, sir? I didn't hear you. The network
he couldn't pronounce figures. Remember? When they gave him budget to read, he couldn't pronounce figures properly. So we remember him for such challenges. And I don't think Adeleke's dance is anything bad. When you dance, you celebrate life. So maybe knowing the kind of family Adeleke comes from, one of the very richest, if not the richest family in Ede and in Osun State, they are popular. So there's nothing wrong for such people to always glorify life, celebrate life, and to dance. Dance is nothing wrong. Dance epitomizes.
But do you believe that Adeleke hasn't worked and he's just been wasting his time dancing and not doing anything?
Like that, not Okpebholo from Edo State. It is the people of Osun State. That's why it is called a governorship election. That is why we have a representative democracy where the people vote people to represent their interests. And then the person, if he emerges, will adopt the people who voted for him as his primary constituents. Let those primary constituents after 4 years go and vote. They are the only ones to say whether they hate the governor's embrace of dance as a strategy to celebrate life. If they don't, they will vote. What has Okpebholo from Edo State got to do with what his colleague from Osun State does? That's nothing. When the dance becomes corruption, when the celebration of life becomes something bad. So let's leave this issue. What we're asking for is the sustenance of democracy. These people have demonstrated that they don't want democracy. What they just want is civilian rule, where only what they want will sustain. That is wrong.
Why do you think Osun State, why do you think the APC is bent on winning Osun State, like they have mentioned?
Well, it's a personal battle for President Tinubu, because the president is from Osun State. Never mind the crisis that made him lose all records about himself. Probably because the she took and traveled to the United States with did not correspond with the original data of his attendance of school. And that's why you see he can produce primary school certificate or even secondary school certificate. But that one, which that took him to America, he could get names in it. And that's the problem we have. If you're talking about corruption, those people should look at themselves in the mirror before pointing their hands at the Adelekes. So for me, it is only left to the people at the ballot box to decide if their governor has done well or not. And that way you vote him in or you vote him out. Not from outsiders who are partisan people who are not speaking based on truth just because they seek their party to win at all costs. That's not very good. So what I say, as I said always, you need to be courageous to act in giving ways consistently. So that's what we've been lacking, the absence of courage in our national dealings. That's why we kept quiet and we allowed Buhari to suddenly lampoon and destroy our military. Today, for us to actually take the military and trust it, you need an honest audit. We need to know those in the military that accepted all these terrorists into the army. And then that's why the army cannot operate without the terrorists giving out positions and undermining them and sabotaging their operations. Who did that? President Buhari. Are we going to pretend that everything is fine? No, both the army and the police have been destroyed by Buhari's game. And that's why I praise President Tinubu for the courage he has to do the most fundamental thing towards restructuring. That is, allowing for the existence of state police. So if he's able to achieve that, that will change this country in ways, I don't care about what people fear, that some governors may abuse it. So what? A wicked governor could do that. But no, since the policemen to be so employed are local people, no local set of people with gun will undermine their own people locally. So let us give guns to the indigenous people to protect themselves from the activities of the Fulani militias. And that's why I like what's going on. Because the Federated Police has been corrupted and destroyed by Buhari, same as the Federated Army has been corrupted and destroyed by Buhari. You're not just going to fix the army and the police by increasing salaries for them. No. What about those who were working in sync with Buhari and the Fulani militias? You're also going to take their money up, and then we don't look at the fundamental problem that we actually need to correct, do an audit without those who were aiding and abetting the Fulani militia killings. Don't forget, government is complicit in the killings through their complacency. I repeat, governments openly demonstrating complacency is the reason for anybody to judge that they are complicit in the insecurity. Okay, and sir, that's the truth.
Okay, sir. All right. So before we dive into other issues that I want definitely to get your opinion on, let me quickly take your thought on the drama we don't surround within Cardinal Onayeko talk. From the drama we surround and the response and backlash by the presidency, as it were, Dan Ebola saying that he speaks only for the Catholics and not for the entire Christendom, and then the entire presidency, their backlash and anger that he exposed what was spoken in secret or what they had in the meeting in secret, and then to a letter from a supposed Catholic youth organization which has been now seen as fake. Where can they spread? Where show say the Catholic youth they talks then they against their bishops that their bishops should not be political.
No, that is not true. There were two sets of papers. When the original one was issued, I was informed from the Catholic Secretariat. I saw it.
But there was actually no paper from the Catholic youth, actually. The one that was issued was to counter the fake one. Okay, sir.
There is an original one. It was signed, and the name of the person who signed it was also there.
Yes, which was the letter that countered what the fake one
exactly
said.
But the fake one had no name.
Absolutely, sir.
It just had a signature.
So I wanted you to attend to all of this conversation, including with some other Catholic bishops and Anglican bishops on talk. In fact, an Anglican bishop yesterday said that that Ebola tried to create unnecessary division within Christianity or Christendom, but unfortunately he failed woefully at that. That the Catholic bishops were not just speaking for Catholics, but they were speaking for the entire country, irrespective of religion. But let me just take your thoughts on that drama we happened. Waiting with that drama, if you would like to chime in on that. So.
Well, if you look at the history of the Catholic Church, right from the time of Abacha till present day, the church has been known to speak truth to power. So, Boala is the kind of person in a village, an elder, who looks the other way while Rome burns. He's not an honest person. After he was disgraced at Al Jazeera, you see, not that I have not been approached by these people, but you have to look at what you've done. What are your principles? And I told them, no, I'm not going to work for you because the things I do are based on my principles. Just like when I started my fight inside the PDP, which then led to the formation of Obedient Movement, it was based on my idea of seeing the inclusion of Nigeria's diversity in the governance systems of its presidential system. Now, Atiku was the very person who started the war for equity in 2013, fighting against President Goodluck Jonathan. He formed the MPDP. He said he was going to fight for equity.
With Saraki Tambowa and
exactly.
Amechi
So when they formed that MPDP, they now used it as a caucus to now do an alliance with caucuses from CPC, that time led by President Buhari.
AD.
Caucuses from AC
rather.
Led by President Tinubu. Caucus from AMPP led by Chief Boneonu. And then the APGA faction led by Mr. Rocha Sokorocha. This is how the APC coalition was formed. And that coalition, Atiku said, the coalition for equity. It reached, that particular coalition was able to produce a Northerner who now went on to succeed President Goodluck Jonathan. So after the 8 years of that particular person, and Atiku was insisting again that the president should stay in the north. That was when I said, no, this will not be. I knew I had clouds. I knew what I could do. And I tapped a long-time friend of mine, Omoba Doinokugbe. I have known Doinokugbe right from when we were doing the September Club in Lagos. I met him, while dealing with people like Dr. Sheyi Roberts and Dr. Yemi Adejon in Lagos. And through those people, I've known Dr. Kukwe. So from my house at Oluwale Street in Ikeja, I will always drive to his house in Ilupeju. We worked together in Abiola's Hope 93 project. When that failed, we stayed. So once the democracy came back in 1998-93, I was with him. Everything he did, we did. So after we now worked for Bukola Saraki 2019, Bukola didn't get it. We now joined the Atiku campaign. So by the time he got to this 2022, and he asked Kachi, what do we do? I said, Momoba, we have done nothing. Let us do South. He said, but we don't have a car. I said, we'll get the candidate. And that was how we managed. Then, by the time we got to be the movement moving, after several meetings, the rest became history. So what I'm saying is, you cannot start on something, and then suddenly somebody will come and offer you money, and you abandon the trajectory that you have pursued. Mr. Boala has no principles. He came in, worked for Atiku, and somebody offered him money, he jumped. So that's why you're seeing today, all they're using against him and Tinubu are the things he said in the past. So don't you know that what the positions they had in the past were going to resurface? And in this day and age of the internet, social media, and video recordings that can be preserved. And that's why I say, whatever it is that we're doing, we should be very conscious of our past.
Okay, so, I was going to ask if you actually think that the Catholic bishops were speaking only for the Catholics, as insinuated.
No, the Catholics were speaking. The Catholic bishops became the first set of religious leaders that spoke truth to President Tinubu. President Tinubu was always used to people coming to the villa, endorsing him, and then maybe they share goodies. No. But the Catholic bishops actually are looked after by the Catholic Church. They don't ask for anything. They're not people in want. So they knew their eyes was on them. After one of them, Father Kuka, had been compromised when he dealt singularly with the establishment. Being, of course, it was an establishment person. So the Catholic bishop went there to redeem the image of the Catholic Church. The church. Don't forget, a lot of the people you call Pentecostal were once Catholics. Okay? When the Christianity was introduced by Constantine, that was when people now converted from Catholicism into Christianity. And then you had the Roman Catholic Church and you had the Catholic Church. So it's been the original church. People broke away from the church and then started doing Pentecostalism. And some, when I, as a child, I loved the Catholic Church when I was at Ferguson College in Enugu, because their services were very short. If I go to another one, it will take me 2 hours. And since all of them say amen at the end of the prayer, because no matter what it is, the father, the pastor talks, no matter how lengthy it is, we'll wait for him with amen. When he finishes, we'll say amen. For me as a child, they were all the same thing because they were just the same Christians. So for me, it was a good thing that the Catholic Church redeemed the image of faith-based organization.
Thank you, sir.
Not like people like Adeboye, Kumiye, who will go there, somebody will give him the money. I want somebody to pledge 1 billion, then they'll give you money. Then you now abandon the interests of the church. While Buhari's government was busy engaging itself in a slow motion jihad, Adeboye was in bed with Buhari. Same thing with Pastor Kumi. So we were asking, what's going on with the church? What's going on with the church? Then the Catholic bishop had that and told Tinubu to his face the truth of how the poor are suffering. You know what Tinubu said? There was hunger before I was born. There is hunger now. Even when I died, I've still been hungry. How can you, as a president, you show no compassion towards the people that you govern? How can you have no empathy for Nigerians? You speak as if human beings are nothing. Whether you like it or not, the churches, the bishops act as fathers. They act as conscience of the religious soul. And after that, once they saw what he said, Muslims started bringing back what the Sultan has said a while ago, that the Sultan has refused to also endorse Tinubu. So Tinubu does have problem. He refused to govern. He was only busy taking money from wherever they could see. Look at the problem of Majabi and Mila, collecting money from whatever it is. They give you money.
Sir, that thing you said now about Gbajabi Amila, say make I tell you, say today now they don't hand over the documents. ICPC don't hand over the document of the investigation. Say President Tinubu sent ICPC. He was mad. He told ICPC to investigate that, let him know how fake agency entered his administration. So ICPC can't investigate. They don't hand over the document to them today. And inside that document, the contact say they realize
the problem we'll have. The problem the country has. We have a problem, Precious. The most important tool you need to be successful in leadership is trust. You gain trust when you are transparently accountable to the people for the things you do on their behalf. If the question is, do Nigerians trust President Tinubu? He can't blame people for not trusting him. He should blame himself for refusing to be accountable. And this is just the problem that we have. There's nothing wrong with a man aspiring to be president, and then he becomes a president, and suddenly he refuses to be accountable. When you refuse to be accountable, Nigerians, of course, will take their game elsewhere. And whenever you talk, they will not ask you questions. And that's what the problem we have in this country is. So the President Tinubu has not done enough to end the trust of Nigerians.
But that is why he sent ICPC to investigate this whole issue now. ICPC they've now investigated and given him the results. And they now realize that he was just that Adeyemi guy. He's the only reason. He's the reason why everything went bad.
No, that's
he
not
forged
true.
Everything. Sir,
Am I going to trust ICPC under Tinubu? No.
Why,
when
sir?
originally, when he set up committee, he put Badabi Emele at the top of it. You don't put somebody who is also a persona dramatique at the head of an investigation to interrogate his misdeeds. You don't do that. You don't do that. So the absence of public trust for President Tinubu is the problem. Tinubu suffers from a trust deficit. Now, ask yourself, did anybody impose such trust deposit on him? No. He causes himself. For you to get people to trust you, of course it is. Today, I was with a senator in the aircraft, and he was very disappointed. He said, Kachi, talk to your friend. Ask him, does he really think that by starving people of money for their constituency project, that is the way they can now pocket everybody? Senators are not happy. So the man told me, look, I have other ways of getting access to money to run my elections. And it's not the very best. It's not the very best. When you purposely do these things simply to undermine other people, what's the essence of doing that? Senators are being frustrated. That is a fact. And I know this for true. Projects are not being funded. They are only being paid for on a need to help basis. And it's not everybody that is in President Tinubu's good book. So this is a problem. This is a problem. And I think it's very, very bad for our country. Okay, look at that. Due to the public outrage, they now allowed the money for Osun State to be restored. What about the SSG that was invaded? What about the people who were arrested from Osun State, brought to Abuja, some put in Kefi prison, some put in Kuje prison? What was all that for? Was that necessary? Couldn't we have a free and fair election where opposition members are not intimidated, blackmailed the way we're seeing? It's not the best. It's not the best. I think we can do better. Oh, yes, I believe we can do better. So Tinubu shouldn't block anybody, shouldn't blame anybody for the trust deposit he currently feels. Okay, he brought it upon himself. For you to actually want, of course, people are now frustrated up north. Very, very frustrated, and I know that. But then what I tell them is welcome. Welcome. A gentleman told me today at the airport to say, these people complaining, but they are also the ones who foolishly gave Tinubu that power. And then when you, together with them, give them power, why would you complain? It's like somebody like Atiku. Atiku left the PDP, formed MPDP, and went to form APC with other caucuses. What happened? The same APC has now plunged Nigeria into a mess that is historically unprecedented. So I believe those who contributed to bring the mayhem upon our country have no right to stand with us when we criticize the system that they have brought that has now impoverished Nigerians the way we are.
All right, sir. So another thing we go, I won't take you because that you don't get plenty follow up. So another conversation. Now, did you know that INEC released list of all our presidential candidates, 16 or 17 of us, where they contest for presidency, and can release everybody credentials, the credentials of the president, their vice, the president, their vice, like that. I now can't know why people come begin. I say make a report Nigerians to you, Dr. Catch. I don't like what Nigerians are doing. So the credentials people release, not only one person credentials people begin to talk about. Say somebody no submit primary school, submit secondary school. In fact, there was a heated argument on China's television the other day when somebody was an APC supporter is saying that waiting on I won't do with the primary school certificate. Another person, one Carlo guy talk say make it bring them out, make it tell Nigerians if you go school, if you go school. In fact, another supporter today now. Another person not come out today, come talk say the only reason why he come out in primary and secondary school certificate and say he for jam. Not be me talk am. One Carlo guy. He talk him today for China's television. He said that because of say for 1999, say he submit, he said whether na St. Paul's, I don't know whether na St. Paul's he talk, but I go play him, make it for hear him. Primary school, but he don't come out down when they find out say no be true. They can't Dr. Catch. No vex, just listen to the video. Make I just play it small. Make for see within the conversation be. No vex, take a listen, sir.
I need to clarify those issues raised by the senior advocate of Nigeria, Ogala SAN. One, it is unfortunate that the senior advocate of Nigeria will come to a national television and international television to lie to the whole world that there is a ruling or a judgment of court in anywhere in Nigeria that held that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is eminently qualified to run the election. I challenge Ogala SAN to come to national television with any of those judgments he referred to that held that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been adjudged by any court in Nigeria to be eminently qualified to run the election. I challenge him. And if he does not, it means that that virus that affected Tinubu to be coming up with forged documents has also affected him to come to national television and be lying to the whole world. Let me make this clear to the whole world. There is no judgment of court anywhere in Nigeria, even after the shore of Nigeria, that has decided on the merits, the issue of the perjury by Ahmed Tinubu. No such judgment exists anywhere in Nigeria, outside Nigeria. And I challenge him to produce it. That is one. Two, let us place this thing in proper context. The issue here is in line with Section 1371J of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that says any person no person shall be qualified to contest for office of president if that person has presented a forged certificate to INEC. That is the grand norm. That is the law. Today, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has submitted forged documents, forged certificates. I will list them now. And you asked him, he intelligently, every senior advocate of Nigeria, in Nigeria, they are all intelligent. He intelligently avoided that question. Which primary school did Bola Ahmed Tinubu attend? He didn't answer it. Which secondary school did Bola Ahmed Tinubu attend? He did not answer it. He spent 30 minutes discussing on frivolous issues that do not touch to the substance in this matter. What is the substance? Did Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 1999 submit forged certificates to INEC? The answer is yes.
Hey!
Did Ahmed Tinubu submit forged certificates to INEC in 2022-2023 general election? The answer is yes. And we challenge him. It's not an issue of I came to national television to be making allegation. I am saying it here for the whole world to know and come to me. So it's everywhere in the social media. You don't hide it any longer. That Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 1999 deposed that he attended St. Paul's Primary School in Ibadan, which is false. Let Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his handlers and Ogala SN come and say it is not false. In 1999, Bola Ahmed
just a moment, because of the time, let him be.
No vex to catch. Make I play waiting the other person talk to, so that we'll go balance the equation, sir. That is the son will represent Oga Tinubu.
Position thinks that Mr. Bola Tinubu is a mystery man.
Can you tell us where did he work
before he became governor and became senator?
They want to win votes, so they will cook up all kind of stories. I mean, look, let me give you an instance. Let me give you a joke. In winning votes, and I will give you a joke. The Nigerian Constitution defines citizenship of Nigeria, either of whose parents or forebears was a citizen of a part of the country that was part of Nigeria, proprietor of Nigeria, as at independence in 1960. The first said 63, they took it to 1960. Where article comes from, Jada, at that time was in Cameroon. A school argued that, yes, we can argue that he's not a Nigerian. Anybody can say anything. Anybody can say anything. Anybody can say Atiku is not a Nigerian today, based on that provision. Does that then make him not a, does that then mean he's not a Nigerian? People are entitled to freedom of speech, though with his limitations. That's why there are cybercrime laws. That's why there are defamatory laws. So anybody can say anything. And anybody that makes any allegation. No, but if you call me a thief, I'm not obliged to prove to you that I'm not a thief. It is your responsibility and your burden to prove that I'm a thief. So anybody has a right to use their mouth to say anything. And that is where we are. Mr. Kalu, again I'll say, has also challenged these issues that we is discussing here in court. I'm not going to go into the details of his case or our case against our answer to him, which is where we have joined issues with him. But he should go and prove it in court. In 2020,
give me a moment, Mr. Ogala.
We're
due for a break.
All of them lost.
Yeah.
All of them
we're due for a break. Yeah.
On this same issue.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wanted you to have opportunity to explain. That's why I've given a lot of time for you to be able
so
to
Dr. Katz,
explain.
if you hear what's in the ask and they say, people say your candidate is a mystery person. And I don't know whether
on what is not within my purview and what is not my burden to discharge. It's the burden of those.
It's my job to put you on the spot. Although you are not
I'm on the spot.
It's my job so that you can be able to explain to us.
I stand gidigba. You know, even with my heavyweight, it's going to be tough for you with your small size to push me away.
Okay. So you see the response when he gives Dr. Katz. No vex, so I will come back to you. Make I just play another response when he also give. So that we'll go balance the
position think that Mr. Bola Tinubu is a mystery man.
Can you tell us where did you work
before he became governor and became senator?
They want to win votes, so they will cook up all kind of stories. I mean, look, let me give you an instance. Let me give you a joke. In winning votes, and I will give you a joke. The Nigerian Constitution defines citizenship of Nigeria, either of whose parents or phobias was a citizen of a part of.
I'm President Bola Tinubu.
All right, sir, let me begin to take a reaction to this. Make I take what you think about all of these things we be see in talk, sir. You hear me, sir? You hear what Mr. Carlo talk, and you hear the response we be say the son talk.
People are just venting their frustration because of our current circumstance of state capture.
State capture?
Yes, that's what it is.
How, sir?
Tinubu said he didn't win the election. Those who captured the state sold in the presidency. He said that he uses money to buy it. That's at the heart. It is those who captured the state and sold in the presidency after telling us that they stopped collection of results due to a glitch. What did they do? They went on to sell him the presidency. Then later he came back to them. They came back to him, now demanding that he share them into power, and he refused. I have given you money. I have bought this thing. What is why are you coming back again? And that's how the fight started. They left the party. They will form ADC, and that was that. And he's been fighting them since. Some of those people, some of their friends and liaisons plotted a coup, and they were caught. Till today, the coup criminals are still in detention, but they're not being tried. Ask yourself why they're not being tried. So there's a lot of problems. Tinubu and his co-travelers that I have been up to. That's why when I was asked in an interview to comment on El-Rufai's case, I said it is a family case. It was Buhari and Tinubu and El-Rufai. They were dancing buga in London. They were answering. Remember El-Rufai?
And it was actually buga. It was actually buga.
They were dancing buga in London. And then they plotted against the Nigerian people, undermined our election, and then Tinubu said they didn't give it to him. When they refused to allow the vote to continue to be collected, they sold him to him. And so since he bought it from them, they have no right to come back that he should share them into power. Ever since then, they are fighting against him. So I said, this thing is not for Nigerians to waste their time. You can see now, they have arrested El-Rufai, and they have made it very impossible for anybody to even come and apply for his bail.
Okay,
The bail conditions...
but just going straight to this syllabus situation, is it true that the president once said he attended what St. Paul's College, the primary secondary school in Ibadan?
No. It is possible that the president may have attended some schools. But where the problem came from is that the name he currently answers today was not the name he used in going to those schools. So he can't present any paper that will now go against the current name he's now bearing. Okay, don't forget, he is biologically not a member of the Tinubu family in Lagos. Of course, he's from Iragbiji. So the original name he has are the real name that he has used to attend the primary and secondary school. But when he now found that passport from a member of the Tinubu family in Lagos, which he now used to travel to the United States, he now stuck himself with this new name on the passport. That's why if you ask him of his past records, there's none to be shown to you. None can be shown to you because there are no records in his past that holds the name Tinubu. You understand? Yes.
So this one where they talk now, APC people will come for you, say they go sue you, may come prove it in the talk.
I will tell them, okay, if I'm lying, let them bring the papers. Good. If they want to disprove me I'm lying, bring me his primary and secondary school papers to prove me wrong. Because you cannot be admitted to read in any university without your provision of the secondary papers. It's not possible. You know, you cannot count 4 without counting 3. You cannot count 3 without counting 2. You can't count 2 without counting 1. So where is your record in periods 1, period 2, period 3? Why you now giving us just 4th one? And then, can't you hear what his name is saying? Hey, he went to this. It's not true. If Tinubu wants, let him show us his classmates. Let him show us the school. There are processes. There was a time I wanted to replace one of my misplaced school papers. I went back to the school. I was charged a certain amount of money, and then they issued me a new certified true copies that were duly stamped by the institution. That's how it works. That's how it works. So even if WAEC had given you paper before and you misplace them, if you go back, you'll be subjected to a charge, after which you'll now be given new certified true copies taken from the result sheet, signed by the WAEC official and given to you. So these things can be done if the school is alive, not in killing all schools that probably weren't established as at the time when he was young. These things, it just shows he has engaged in perjury. And these things are, actionable offenses. So it's just that the people are afraid. That's why they're not confronting him. And he also lacks shame. Tinubu does not have shame. That's why we are in this kind of quagmire. So if you think I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Go bring the papers, let us see. Let's forget the names you use in attending secondary and primary school are not the same name that you see in the certificate he's now bandying about. Everything about Tinubu is mysterious. It shouldn't be so now. It shouldn't be.
So by what that means? That means if what you're saying is true, would you say that the president at any points, either at any points during his election cycle or his political cycle, submit a document that may not be exactly what it is to INEC?
Exactly.
Because that's what Carlos said, that in 1999, he submitted a document that shows that he attended a particular primary school in Ibadan. And
that
now,
yes, exactly.
now he can withdraw him. And then in 2023, say even the Chicago University, Chicago, the one at Chicago State University, one at Chicago University. So even for 2023, say the document he put out, say na fake documents, and say now waiting make him change the name of the school now, will be say in saying attend. So is that correct? If that is correct, is that not against the law? Because even though say we know say the Electoral Act, they don't amend them to promote the fact, say you feel contest, say this person not supposed be candidate, or make them disqualify this candidate because the person used fake results. They don't command that thing. So person if you use fake results now, contest election, and you know get right to dispute the outcome of that election based on the person fake results. For this amendment we didn't do for the 2026 Electoral Act. However, the Constitution itself still remains the same. The Constitution they opposed to anything we get to do with forgery. And in fact,
Exactly.
it still put them as a grant to disqualify a candidate. And we know, say when you have an act and a constitution, most times the constitution they supersede the act. Abi?
Nothing has changed. It's the same thing. When any act of any institution, anybody, any state runs counter to the demands and provisions of the Nigerian Constitution, the Nigerian Constitution takes precedence. So nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. But have we established the will to be courageous enough to fight this? My answer is I don't really think so.
So that means if this cannot change anything, then what's if it, why are people talking about it?
No, we can. We're now beginning to see Nigerians ask questions. But who would they report to? INEC, the compromised INEC, the same INEC that accepted Bello's papers, the same INEC that has now, against the rules of the game, not demanded from Tinubu his primary and secondary school result sheet, because that's what the law demands for. Those basic things. Your secondary school paper, where is it? You don't have it.
But in university, you know, the Festus Keyamo be not defend them in the past. Say, the president na genius. Say because those days they need to go school. Say they feed their house, become who they be.
Festus said, what you're saying now is what Festus said during the last election. It is the same Festus Keyamo that challenged Tinubu when Tinubu was Lagos governor. And he was working then at Gani Fawemi's chamber. So what has changed? Why is Festus now luxurious like Boala doing 360 degrees acrobatic? It just shows you, as I said earlier, we are suffering from the consequences of state capture. To be honest to you, I blame all this mess on President Buhari and his cabal.
Why, sir?
And that's why you saw, after President Buhari and his cabal looked the other ways and then sold Tinubu the presidency, that's why you see them fighting with him now. That's why you see them displaying so much venom towards him. So I would normally say it's a family case, it no concern me, but I lie. It concerns every Nigerian. It concerns us all.
Okay.
So for me, I condemn the INEC, I condemn President Tinubu.
Okay, sir.
But I think Nigeria should go to court. Let it be in court. Let us hear what the court say. Since what he has done has now contravened the law. And if it is there in INEC record that he did submit a set of documents during the term of his governorship in Lagos State, let us see that they are public records because they are now held by a publicly owned institution, the INEC. I don't think these things are very difficult for us to decipher. You know, it's just that we are now suffering the consequences of state capture. The state has been captured by criminals, and they are behaving as if we have no laws. This is the problem. These are constitutional challenges that we are suffering. It is, as I said, consequences of state capture by a Sunni minority who are currently fighting Tinubu. They are the ones that cause this problem. They are the ones that are first to raise their voice and start fighting him because they thought by selling him power, they can come back and then administer the country together with him. But he said no. I'm not going to work with you. You sold me this thing. So how can, after selling it to me and collecting money from me, you now want two of us to come and manage it? No, when you sold it to me, you sold it for me to take as my own. So I'm not going to, do any co-pilot with you. Once he say he won't do co-pilot with them to manage Nigeria, that's how the fight broke out. So for me, it's a good thing that they're fighting right now. But the country shouldn't watch while we're born.
All right, sir. Okay, let me begin to take phone calls. Nigerians' phone lines are open, so please do want to join the conversation. Click on the link on the pin post and it will bring you straight into the studio, or you call the WhatsApp number that is reflected. Our WhatsApp number don't change. In case you're still calling that old WhatsApp number, please, my ancestors have taken away that WhatsApp number, and our ancestors from Ondoki village don't give us new one. So please just call the new WhatsApp number. Forget about that one. All things are passed away. Good evening, T.Y. Danjuma, and thank you so much for joining us. But before I take on T.Y. Danjuma, sir, I saw there are two things I wanted to quickly react to because you were telling us something about history. So I want you to react to two of them. One thing is okay, let me first of all play one. So there was an interview, I think sometime by the BBC. Is a BBC interview between two people who had lived during the war. One was a military officer during the war. The other one was someone else during the war. I thought I had that. So the two of them were speaking. I just wish you could see what I want to play for you now. So the two of them were speaking about what transpired during the war. Let me quickly play you that first of all, so you see.
At Aburi, they discussed and signed paper.
They signed
paper.
Go and sign too, or was it just
all of them?
Both of them signed.
All of them signed the document. I went to Aburi.
You were at Aburi?
Yeah, I went to Aburi.
And that is the voice of Godwin Alabi Isama.
Yes.
Just so you know.
I am aware of that
interview.
I'm aware of that video. Yes,
all right. So he was talking about the outcome. He is now confirming what happened in Ghana during the Aburi Accord. I just thought to give you a preamble to that. So let's go back to
it is because you see what you're seeing now is Nigerians are going through regrets.
Wow. This
current restructuring that we are talking of now was actually what was agreed in Ghana.
So I'm coming. Let me finish playing it first, and then I take your thought on it, sir, so that we can let you properly educate Nigerians on it.
At Aburi, they discussed and signed paper.
They signed
paper.
Go and sign too, or was it just
all of them?
Both of them signed.
All of them signed the document. I went to Aburi.
You were at Aburi?
Yeah, I went to Aburi. I have pictures and all that.
So what guy was going to tell you the truth?
When they came back,
okay.
You see, Ojukwu was ready. He had prepared his homework. He had called everybody, Onyejekwe and the rest of them. He had a meeting. Is this what we're going to say? Everybody said yes. He took his paper and went. The Nigerian side had no paper.
Did you hear that, sir?
Minute.
That is,
yes, they had no paper.
Yes, so that is Ojukwu come, write down everything when they talk for the Aburi Accord, and then prepare himself waiting in go do when he go back to Nigeria. But the person who can't represent Nigeria, not even write down anything.
Who came back with his own paper? Yes, we agreed. Look at it.
It just tells you the incompetence of General Gowon. General Gowon has recently written a book in which he told a lot of lies. It is the lies contained in General Gowon's book that General Alabi Sama is reacting to.
Okay, sir. So maybe we just finish to listen to him, sir. So that
I had no paper.
You don't mean it?
Ojukwu came back with his own paper. Yes, we agreed. Look at it. Then Nigeria, of course, also had the right. If there was a parliament, there would have been a debate.
A debate, okay.
Okay. But it was military, and the civilians advised the military to say, no, this is not quite good enough. But what I was expecting...
From who?
from the Nigerian side was, all right, I will pass my paper back to Ojukwu and say, my people did not agree on 1, 2, 3. We agree on 4, 5, 6. Can we meet again? Well, Nigeria tried for the meeting to take place at Benin. Ojukwu did not. Then we could have gone somewhere else. We could have gone somewhere else. So I'm looking for solution.
That's right.
That's my point. I'm looking for solution. But we didn't do that. Ojukwu said on Aburi he will stand. Of course, Gawan then said, well, on Aburi he will fall. It's good to see you.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to remember the name of the person who was speaking with on that time. I know he was a soldier for the Biafra army at that time, and I mean they were basically oppositions fighting each other. And this is the first time, according to this BBC interview, that I think Godwin, that they are sitting together in one space and discussing. I think that's I think Woke, something Sasa Woke. You know him, sir?
Yes.
Okay, sir.
What you have to understand is you see more of this. A lot of our elders are now beginning to speak up. A lot of them are not happy at Gowon's lies. The country is challenged. Can't you see from Gowon State last month? His governor apologized to the Igbos.
So his name is Ugomba Sasanwoke, but I think he changed. I think his actual name is Corporal Nwafo during the war. Was during the Biafra war. He was Corporal
Nwafo was very popular with OE because he served in the Biafran. He's a well-regarded soldier. So it's good when you start bringing these people, former combatants who stood on different sides, to start to talk. They have nothing now to live for. They are in their twilight years. They are.
They're both old. They're both old. Two people who fought each other and were lucky to be alive.
At their departure lounge.
Absolutely.
These are men at departure lounge. This is when you hear the truth from them. That's why you're not hearing the truth from them. Because I don't know who advised General Gowon to tarnish himself further by lying. And because of those lies, you're now hearing other elders who were also personal dramatists during this period come up now to speak the truth. I think this is the way we will achieve national healing. You know, you can see what I was saying at the very beginning. Nigeria went on to engineer a divide and rule in the East, try to de-Igbonize the riverine parts of Igbo land, as they thought was suggested during the Wellings Commission by the British. And thanks to Abacha, Abacha's creation of our Bayelsa removed the zone from River State and then allowed the Igbo-speaking part to dominate. That's why you see since the inception of our current democracy, everybody who had been a River State governor had come from the Igbo-speaking area, and then the Ezo have now gone to Bayelsa. So we are living in a time of correction. We will gain nothing by dying with this truth. Let us speak the truth. Let our children, let the younger generation know the truth about our mistakes of the past. This is the way you can heal. This is the way you can heal.
Because waiting Alabi talk now, you don't exonerate Ojukwu to show, say, not be saying just stubbornly want the war to happen, but now because of, say, Gowon clearly go against waiting they agree for Aburi.
Gowon is not a sincere man. This is what this has proved. Before he even died, his book is being smashed in his face. He's not a man of truth. And he's been exposed by Alabi for what actually he is. So you will see more of this because we've seen it all, my dear. The country is currently at an edge. we will start to heal. You've seen the Plateau governor apologize to the Igbos.
Yes.
That they were misled.
Oh, but he got a lot of backlash for that. The people like
There's nothing
Dalong
wrong
and all
with
that.
backlash. Whenever leaders take position that are courageous positions, you don't expect everybody to deal with them. There are those who say, no, I don't agree with what you've done. Just as Tinubu is now moving towards state police. It's not everybody that will agree with it. Yet, that's the right thing to do.
Okay.
You unbundle the fraudulent state. It's not everything we do that we must expect everybody to clap for us. But in your conscience, in your convictions, do the right thing. It could force other people who are also in the closet to also come out and do the right thing. Don't forget, society do not get well by the actions of everybody. No, it changes and gets well by the works and actions of a very few good men. It takes a few Alabi Samas to come out and speak the truth for others to now come in. Danjuma, all of them will say, look, we were deceived. This is the truth. So if you younger people want to heal, this is actually the truth. Some of our people lied. We made mistakes in the past. So there's nothing wrong with that. This is natural. Through history, this is how humanity has evolved. We make mistakes. We agree. At the beginning, when President Goodluck mentioned removal of subsidy, remember the people who organized Tinubu and co. Playing the politics. Today, who's talking about removing subsidy, even though we're here, they're still managing it somehow? Is it not Tinubu? There's nothing wrong with a man to come around and after years having a particular position say, look, I'm wrong. These guys were right. I'm going to do exactly what they suggested and what they said. This is the way it works. Okay, so let us start now to do the right thing. I am not going to criticize an elder, just like Obasanjo is doing. Look at Obasanjo. Obasanjo has been in front of national healing and reconciliation. The more we now get more elders come out, the truth itself will heal. Alabi Sama is okay. There are those who thought that they have gained advantage from the divide and rule which the Nigerian state has perpetuated. Look at where all of us are. All of us are now crying in Nigeria. It has not helped anybody. Look at General Gowon. He cannot go home. His people are being killed every day by the Fulani militiamen. Is that normal? No. If you know you made a mistake in the past, there's nothing wrong with coming forward and say, look, I'm sorry. We're sorry. General Gowon's governor has apologized to the Igbo on behalf of everybody from General Gowon's Plateau State. This is what it is. That is the right way to heal. That is the right way to move towards proper, honest national reconciliation. Everybody now knows who the villains are. Everybody now knows the people organizing militias to kill Nigerians. It's the truth. Everybody who fought alongside the Fulani against the Igbo have now rejected the Fulani. That's life. That's how it is. And I think there's nothing wrong in seeking reconciliation through truth-telling. I still have a lot of confidence that tomorrow something will get well.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. So before I begin to take questions, let me quickly put you through this particular conversation by Coach Charis. Take a listen to what
I had developed a seaport monopoly. Lagos in the Nigeria economy I collapse. Madam man have an alternative. Now all I had developed a seaport monopoly. Lagos in the Nigeria economy I collapse. Madam man have an alternative. Now Yobande business had no banka, Makanahama hang an alternative. There was a highest Bulungwata more Bata, more Mayfa name, Umazibo Chineka Gosguanya, Manai Pesrich, Iwe to Akununo, Dozie Banya. And that is why Nji Jenanako, about 30-something years ago, acquired a property about 3,000 hectares. Buy na rice, grains na ground, harvest send it to meal and meal or ye tinyana and buputa na atia. Olugo ge IAG will acquire no. Makana tinya no or no or hiapo amaga, them mother and way behind a general toto. Will you find a met but ibigariaka and then I walk on the government tianye. on a Hachenyala Anyaka, even from Abia State up to Uguta from Imo, can dredge Uguta Rek, create a seaport. Ebito Kumafia na Newi, na Port Harcourt ka na esibu atwafia. Or seaport, AJ Twafia na port, on about 3 months or 2 years, when they put to Lagos, Iburi descend there. On the government, on infrastructures, on when it wrong. So you don't quite meta contract on a federal government will agree, get here a Chinese, they would dredge the Niger and the young seaport on Onitsha. If it liberate this economy, or I would say only Lagos economy, it will be Nigeria economy. Why Nigeria actually use the best in Kenya as a country? Utuonye will be one of the leader of Nigeria. Say, ne pokata madis isemo wisi tinye ha no fu camp tinye onye Igbo ebe ahụ no ye ru afọ etomowe na onye Igbo abụrụ onye isi ha oni na nye ha ofu nni ha na-eme ofu ife nyanwe move owele Emmanuel nwere ife Chukwu tinyere n'ime o tinye ho n'ime ndị ọzọ ọ ife mwute na Nigeria niile ya agbakọnye ọnụ na-asị ka achọta onye edu anya ndị anyị na-akpọpụta na-egosi ụwa na onye a onye kachalụ ọkacha amalụ na be anyị wife ifele anyị maka na anyị achọghị egwu onwe anyị eziokwu onweghị ife ya change no without a good leader onweghị ife ya improve no without a good leader. Everything start and end from leadership.
All right, sir. So, Dr. Cash, so let me not waste your time. Let me quickly take your thought on what he said, especially what he said about the improvement of the seaports and the changes that it would bring if it's working.
That is true. Nigeria's diversity must be respected if Nigeria is to develop as a proper society. Nigeria has capacities for seaports in the eastern shorelines because the eastern shorelines are much closer to the Atlantic than Lagos and other places.
Yes, that's exactly what Koschari stated.
So, but because of the Nigerian state have been doing the divide and rule and not allowing growth in the eastern flank, you can see even the people in the south who were used against the Igbo are now feeling the pain. So I think the Nigerian state and Tinubu have actually united everybody in pain. And that's why you're now seeing that people are speaking up. Allow competition to bring the best in us. Let Lagos seaport exist. Let Port Harcourt seaport exist. Let we have seaport at Ibaka and Ibono. Let's have seaports at Akwete. Let's have seaports also in that Okra East. Let's have it in Port Harcourt. Let's have it in One.
Like in the Azumini River.
Let One be functional. Let's have it in Uguta. Let's have it in Obako.
So, because I wanted to tell you that Alex Oti is about building one in Obako now.
That's not just building one.
And you know, it's the same Obako River that cuts across to Azumini to Akwete
this morning.
Okay.
I sat Alex this morning. We flew together and we had great discussions, and he told me how he has commissioned contractors who will go on to build. He also told me how he's trying to drive a regional investment in rail lines. You don't have to wait for federal
rail line, very important. I don't know why Eastern governors never get that mindset of rail line. That's a fantastic idea.
When you have Lilliputs like Dave Umahi,
he said, sir,
no question. When you have people like Dave Umahi,
there was one language you spoke. He says
Let me just finish. Let me finish. Intellectually, okay. Exactly. And my language, if he doesn't like it, we can meet in court. There's nothing wrong with that. It's aggregation of what a man has done in society can force you to use such language on him. If Dave Umahi was sincere in fighting for the interests of the people he so says he represents, he will be able to have voice with people like Oti and others to bring advantage to the East. The reason everybody in the East loves Alesoti is because of Aba. Aba is an important component in the Eastern Economic Corridor that will stretch from Uyo through Calabar to Aba, from there to Obako, from there to Port Harcourt, from there to Owerri, Elele, Mbidi, all along that Obaru Basin, heading towards Onitsha, and then Asaba. This is a beautiful economic zone. We can develop it because it wasn't being attended to by the previous governors of the Abia state. The minute Alex came and he started doing something about Aba, that meant that particular economic zone, that economic front is being attended to. If any important city in that place is not being sorted out, let us get ready first. You don't have to wait on the federal government. So far, those in government do not want the economies of the East to also get well. You don't have to wait on them. So I admire and I praise what Alex is doing. Alex is trying to get people of the old Eastern Nigeria to work together and float a common rail line. They can do that. They will bring the best. Remember, when President Goodluck Jonathan commissioned and paid initially for the second Niger Bridge, there was a massive reinforcement that would have allowed that bridge to carry a rail line. Buhari removed it. President Buhari removed it within that hiatus of 2 years when he stopped to audit that work. After the auditing, we kept begging him, we are cajoling, nothing we didn't tell him. Let him allow what good luck has started for the East to happen. We were afraid he could cancel it the same way he cancelled the Lagos Metro Line project. He didn't care. His words were, he did not want Lagos still competing against Abuja. That was why you saw the Yorubas did not come to Abuja, because they believed Abuja was an arrangement plotted to slight Lagos. And they said they won't come. And they kept to it. So now that they started through their Dawn Commission to also improve their region, the Western region, let also the people in the East has now been preached and driven by Alex Oti. Alex knows how to get the financing to do these things. But first, let them all come together. Develop your zone. Don't wait for the federal government. The federal government is headed by people who will undermine even development of Nigeria. Tinubu is not hiding it. You can see what he's doing. So you don't wait on him until federal government. No, if you wait until federal government does, federal government will not do.
Thank you, sir.
They will not do.
Thank you, sir.
They will not do.
All right, Nigeria's phone lines are open. T.Y. Danjuma, let me let you shoot first because you joined in first. Good evening and welcome, sir. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, T.Y. Danjuma. Good evening, Mr. Obisen. Good evening, Mr. Edwin, and good evening, Mr. Prestige. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you.
Welcome.
Precious.
Thank you, sir. Welcome. All right, go ahead, T.Y. Danjuma, sir.
Now, Dr. Catch, good evening. Precious, good evening. Good evening, guys, and good evening, viewers. Yeah, first of all, I think I want to commend the president for
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
For I think whether I say he was sleeping when he woke up, is he say EFCC don't do something?
I don't know why EFCC take that kind of decision. Our president vex. So how dare they do that?
The
and
man
I like the way he vex.
So I want to. I want to
call Adeleke for Jackson. They did that kind of thing to you. No worry. I don't order them in reverse.
Yes. So I want to.
You go help me hold that your thought there before we analyze president. Davos won't talk to me. Davos, good evening and welcome.
A very good evening to you, Precious, and Dr. Pat, and all your crew and all members.
You're welcome.
All over the world.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
It's a pleasure. A very great conversation. I'm so very impressed with Dr. Pat's submission. And actually, it's been a long time. I really miss your show.
Oh, and I miss you too.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Pleasure. Nice. Yeah. You know, you see, what we just need is, as I said, all we just need in this country is for the youth to come together, especially even in all our regions. You see, like the way you are discussing about the Eastern Corridor. Igbo people are I just like their spirit, because even in Jos growing up, I grew up with many Igbos, and there are people who they don't depend on anyone. They don't even depend to go and work for someone, and I've always liked them. And the truth is that if you are talking about area that if I didn't, maybe an Igbo man is allowed to steer the ship or the affairs of this country, I think we would have gone very far. And I am 100% sure with what Alex Oti is doing, he's like raising a bar. And I believe if his good work comes to light very well, he will have a lot of people coming back in growth back to Nigeria. And especially, just imagine we getting it in the federal and the state level. And then there are all the regions are allowed to develop at their pace. You would not imagine the kind of development. You see, as you guys are just saying it, I just wish in my state would have been like that, because I don't know, like Dr. Kat is very conversant with Plateau State. If you imagine, do you know that we used to have one of the best breweries, just international breweries, is the same northern as Chile. The northern of Chile. In fact, it was when just because we used to have beers, like I grew up in the early 70s and early 90s. We used to have Kronenbourg, Rock Lager beer. And in fact, that brewery was generating IGR for Plateau State. It's one of the highly generated, we were generating money. It is this Fulani that destroyed it, because they were saying that we were making many Fulani or Hausa people that come to Jos from Kano, Katsina, Sokoto. They used to come and learn how to drink. And then they now decided to destroy it for us. They used Plateau people. The same thing with Jos Main Market. Jos Main Market.
Sharia kicked in.
Biggest Indo market in West Africa. That's a market that is an Indo market is the biggest in the entire West Africa. That was what Joseph Gomo did for us. Joseph Gomo was killed in that coup, and even though he was not found guilty of the coup, but he was I got to be one of the best governors.
Oh dear. Hello, Davos. Can you hear us? Oh, I think his network just Davos, are you there? I think he'll rejoin us. So T.Y. Danjuma, make I let you continue. But if he come in, I go no vex. I go just tell you so that we will let him finish in thoughts. Go ahead.
Yeah, so kudos to Mr. President. And then kudos to the Secretary to the Federal Government. I think there are people where I think everybody don't borrow their brain come out for that party. But thank God too that the SGF, Secretary to the Federal Government, also don't take eye look the statements where the presidency they give about the Catholic bishops advice to the president. If you look at his statement, he has attempted to moderate the views of government. I don't know whether he did that because he's a Catholic or based on the fact that they have discovered that some mistakes were made in the speech by the presidency in their reaction to the Catholic bishop's advice and that of John Cardinal, His Eminence John Cardinal Onaiko. So I think they are beginning to reverse themselves somewhat, not 100%. But I think whether it's from pressure from people or the fact that they are thinking it through, and now they are seeing that the speeches that they have made are not what it should be.
All
But
right,
that's
so TY no vex. Just
yes.
help me hold and make him finish in thoughts. Davos, let me let you round up quickly so that we continue.
Okay, let me just say quickly. So we used to have just international breweries. We used to have the just main market that was there. In fact, Igbos were the one controlling that market. Most people that I have met in Lagos used to tell that they used to have a contact with Jos. So you see how Jos was. In fact, Jos historically, even up to now, as I speak, apart from Kaduna, Jos is the place that is housing the highest number of Igbos in the entire northern Nigeria. And even we used to have this, we have to just, they've been doing tin mining in Jos since 1904. 1904, yes. Just tin mining has been going on in Jos since 1904. And you know that we don't even have a mining, we don't have we used to have a company they called the Jos Steel Rolling Mill, where they can be making iron rod and the rest of them. But because of this the British decided not to make it happen. There are so many things that the British, and are you aware, I think you might not know, you know that there's no military coup that have happened in Nigeria without the hand of the British. I read that in school, University of Jos, precisely. I read extensively about it. In fact, until when I heard that Robert Mugabe arrested one of the Margaret Thatcher's sons who was supposed to came to Zimbabwe at the point, and that was only because it was interrogated that there were some British who have a hand. And the truth is that as colonial matters, anything that we want to get right, they have also been, they have a negative position. That's why if you notice historically, even military regimes are even far more better than a democracy in Nigeria. We can take a case study in Burkina Faso, even like Abacha. So the truth is that if we really want this democracy to work, you see someone as brilliant as Peter Obi, someone who is well, I don't look at his CV, you read and see the kind of credentials this man possesses. And then there are some few, the thing is that there are some few people, elites who don't want such people. You know that as the president, my tribe, I am a bureau man. Dr. Catch knows us very well. My tribe, we are the most marginalized in Plateau State. You know that it was recent, just last week, that we designed a minister. In fact, no tribe in Plateau State, even Yakubu Gowon tribe or the present governor tribe, none of them can become governor without the vote of Plateau State or for Bureau people. But we don't even have a minister because we are the most enemies of Fulani. In fact, Fulani always say that the day that they can conquer jobs because the Bureau dominate jobs. So if you say that, had it been even not because the Bureau exists in jobs, then they would have really captured Plateau State because all the other tribes, they cannot compete with them. And we are so much in number. That's why you see most of the killings are concentrated in our place. So I just wish that this democracy, all we just pray for is that.
Thank you. So, but before I let you go very quickly, what is the polls? What's going on in the north? Do you have any feel as to what's going on in the north concerning the 2027 election and the reaction of the people to the different presidential candidates?
Yeah,
and I'm saying this. I'm saying this basically because of what the Arewa Youth president or chairman said that Peter Obi should forget about any vote in the whole of North. Saying no go get one single vote because he never consults them.
Whenever you hear Arewa Youth, those Arewa Youth are Fulani people. Even right now as I speak to you, the Fulani are shitting.
What?
They are shitting. They are shitting as in they are confused.
Yeah.
Yes. So even the households have already said that they are no longer with them. You understand? So what, in fact, anybody that tell you, Peter Obi said that, you know that even as I speak to you now, Tinubu does not know how to start. Okay, of recent, the latest news that just came out, look at when Onaekon visited the president, Tinubu, at the villa. You know that there was a video that started trending of Sultan of Sokoto who was saying that it is must that they must vote for Tinubu in 2027. Immediately, the youth, how are you? Started going on Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok. They were all saying, look at what the Christian bishops have done. Look at what the bishops have done. So which means we, the Muslims, we are just useless. They have been killing us. We are the ones, we have been killing our people. And then this man, he's still telling us to vote for Tinubu. In fact, the biggest challenge Tinubu will have is for him to go for campaign. All those brand new cars, I doubt if those convoys begin to hit the road in the north. Definitely. In fact, I've been hearing a lot of the House of Arewa youth are saying that anybody that is coming to do campaign must make sure they buy helmets because there will be rain of stones. So even Tinubu, I don't know how he will penetrate that north. But me, 100%, even if Fano say they will not go with Peter or with Tinubu, me, I know the middle belt. We have Christians in southern Kebbi, southern Borno, southern Kaduna. All those people that have been facing persecution, I know they will always go for Obi. So there's no way you will tell me in the northeast, north central, northwest, that Peter Obi, through the Christian-dominated areas, he will not get some vote. Me, I 100% believe he will get. But all I just pray is that the election should be free, fair, and credible and acceptable. But what I just say, if you remember the election of Tinubu, when he came in 2023, are you aware that it was Richie Sunak, the British Prime Minister, who announced him, congratulated him?
He was the first foreign, yes, he was the first foreign leader to congratulate him.
They used the power of colonial master. The truth is that Tinubu did not win the election. And then in Nigerian leaders, the first person that went was Yakubu Gowon and General Abdulsalam Abubakar. So they endorsed that mediocrity. And you even mentioned something about Yakubu Gowon. Are you aware that even the Hausas are coming out to say that Yakubu Gowon is a Fulani man? Just like the way you talk on speculation. Yes. On speculation, there are some people who are saying that Obasanjo is an Igbo man. It's in the same way the Hausa people are coming because they hated him. In fact, even me, are you aware that as Yakubu Gowon is as a whole general, you know that you cannot pinpoint that this is the I'm so glad to say, but I'm sorry to say, you know that you cannot pinpoint that this is the single person that he has made become a soldier, that he has used his influence to make him become a soldier. No.
So he has not been helping his own people?
Of course, none with why you see Lantan people, they are more in the military now. Lantan mafia, they hate each other. But Yakubu Gowon, he's not even staying in the plateau now. He lives in Kaduna. He lives in Kaduna and Lagos. He's not really like an indigenous. Because we just like the way Igbo take regard to Rochas Okorocha. Rochas Okorocha was born and brought up in Jos, Plateau State. So Igbo used to refer to him as Onye Hausa.
All right,
because
thank you.
He does not understand the values of the Igbo people. You see, like Rochas cannot, with his full chest, Rochas cannot defend the interest of the Igbos. He will always fall short whenever the Fulani or Northerners are manipulating. But you see, like someone like an Oti who have everything his antecedent is there, is in the southeast. You can see the way he's working. You see how passionate he's doing the work. And anytime he sees the road, market women are hugging him and he's even very few people. Do you see that kind of thing with Hoko Zodima? Because Zodima loyalty is a bit like maybe 70% to the north and then 50% to the.
That's not true. Why would Uzodimma why would Uzodimma have any loyalty to the north? Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right. All right. Dr. Kach, I don't know if you'd like to respond or react to anything that Davos said before we go to T.Y. Danjuma.
What did he say?
He said quite a lot of things. Talked about how his ethnicity, the Biron, are the most populated in Jos, and that but they don't have any minister because they won't let them, and that they're the most hated by the Fulanis. And the Fulanis think that they're the reason why they've not conquered Jos, because they've been the one that fights them the most.
He has to understand these problems of people being undermined on the North Central. The people who have lost most, being cheated in the North Central, are the Gbagi. The Gbagi own Kaduna. The Gbagi own Suleja. The Gbagi own Mina. The Gbagi own Zaria. The Gbagi own Biriningwari.
And they also own Abuja. I was going to say Abuja too.
Abuja. So what has the Gbagi gotten in Nigeria? Nothing. Nothing. So it was, and look at them split into about 6 different states so that they have no say. The Gbagi represent the largest pool of Northerners in the Equa Church. You understand? And then the Birom, yes, have been cheated. Yes, have been treated badly. When I grew up as a child, I schooled in Jos. There was no Fulani in Jos. I only saw them probably in places like Tid in Fulani on the Bauchi to Oro Road. But that time it was the British all over Jubilee because the Biroms were moved from Central Jos into Zawan. Yes, the Biroms are the largest people in Jos. But the Biroms have also been dealt with. Yes, that is true. The killings. And if you ask me, I still blame a Birom leader. I blame Jonah Jang. If Jonah Jang had allowed the governorship to have gone to Plateau Shout, the politicians in Plateau wouldn't have rushed into APC. It was as they got into APC, then the moved in and started killing their people. And the problem in Jos is a lot of people in Jos, I believe the freedom should open up their hearts, be able to share Jos with other people. Yes, the Nagutas complain, but don't forget, the Bongong is a Birom man. So Jos is a central Birom city. I remember it was purely this. Yes, it is. It was the Biroms dominating Jos that the British removed in 1910 and moved them to Zawan. Well, you can see now a governor from Plateau is apologizing to the Igbos. The Biroms were used and now they've been dumped. You see, that's why it is good that we have to talk about our past. That's why I started a program a while ago talking about River State. My own great-grandfather came from Nkwere with Jaja, who came from Umuduroha to found Opopo. And that was how my family came to River State. We were there until the British started their nonsense. After the Williams Commission, they started plotting of a way. See, that's why we have said the war you called in 1967-68 would have started in 1958. Because when the British found the vast amount of hydrocarbons all over Igbo land, and remembering the cantankerous relationship they've had with the Igbo, they now set about trying to de-Igbonize the riverine areas of Igbo land. It was the consul in Enugu who told them not to start that war in 58. They were later now to plot that war and start the war in 67. And that's what you call the Nigerian Civil War. Most people don't understand. The British have been at the top of all that have affected us. So we need to come together as a people of one country and forget about those who come from outside to try to undermine us. Everybody today in Nigeria are there. Why should we listen to what the Fulani say? It's the same Fulani that the Biroms allied with to fight the Igbo during the Civil War that are now killing the Biroms, killing the TV, that turned out to be the largest single ethnic group from the north to join the Nigerian army during the hostilities. After them, you had the Bachama and then the Biroms. Today, what do they get? Nothing to show for it. They are being killed. Their people being headed into IDP camps. And Fulanis from other countries are taking over their lands.
Thank you, sir.
So, you know, it's sad. It's sad what the Birom has suffered. And I empathize with them. But you see, you need to work with the Igbo who started this fight long before now. And I'm happy that the governor has started that part towards reconciliation by openly apologizing to the Igbo.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Everybody doesn't need to agree. Once you apologize to the Igbo, you can now gain their trust and you work with them, because what has kept Jos, it is the alliance between the Birom and the Igbo. That's the truth.
Thank
you. The Igbos are the single largest pool of non-indigens that live in Plateau State. I grew in Jos. I schooled in Jos. I have been all parts of Jos. I was in Jos when the Boy Scouts came to Sherry Hills. I was in Jos when Danjuma was GOC, or the 3rd Div of Nigerian Army. I was in Jos as a pioneer student of Army Insurance School. That was the first time in country that we had what you call Army Insurance School.
All right, sir. So one of the things he said, he spoke about Hope Uzodinma being loyal to the Fulani, that they're part of those who helped him gain power.
Is not. Let me tell you, Hope Uzodinma plays politics of most of our Southerners. They just go with nation building, keep quiet, they wouldn't talk. But I don't think he's particularly loyal to them. If he were loyal, you would have heard him publicly criticize P2B. Hope Uzodinma is the only APC governor
in the Southeast
that had never been known to openly cast any negative words against P2B.
But that's true. We've not really heard him insult P2B like Suludo.
Never will he do. And that's why the Igbos are endeared towards what he does. When I count about good performing governors, I count it as a man who is not openly against the interests of his people.
All right, sir.
But you see Dave Umahi openly fighting P2B. Look at where he is now. All of them who are fighting P2B, look at where they are now. So for me, some of them are also getting very smart. If you ask, they say, no, they are not on this station to discuss P2B, discuss something else. Imagine Sheyo Okimbaloye, my friend, putting questions about the Civil War to P2B. What kind of, whistling is that? That's nonsense.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. T.Y. Danjuma, let me let you go on so that others can ask their question. As you know, can release Dr. Catch. It's past 1 a.m. already. I'm feeling sorry for him. Please, T.Y. Danjuma, go ahead. Shoot, please.
I don't have a question for Dr. Catch. I just want to salute him. But my comment actually would just be on Dr. Alex Oti. And I think that part of the reason why he's doing well is that he doesn't have encumbrances. He doesn't have godfathers that he has to settle. Just like you have in your state, between your uncle and his boy. He was voted by the people. So he knows that he's responsible and accountable to the people. Now, that's part of the reason. Because if you are trapped in this miasma of having so many godfathers, you have to settle so many people and so on and so forth. Suddenly you find out that the funds that you need to actually develop the state, will be very, very limited. And then apart from their personal interferences and trying to redirect you and hold you to ransom, what he didn't have all those encumbrances, no Tokoto, no godfather, strictly voted by the people, so he can focus. And that's not taking away the qualities that he has personally as someone from the private sector, an investment banker who has worked out his ways. He had a vision. He came to work, and so it's an example that we are seeing. So I'm not surprised that he's doing the stuff that he doesn't talk much. He's not involved in some of these loquacious people you see all the time on television and so on and so forth. No, he does the job. He's focused, and I think Oji Kalu has realized it because all the noise that they were making with the other Kano, and so on. Oji Kalu came out recently to say that Oti is doing well, he's endorsing him.
I was just shocked. I was in the news today that he endorsed Oti today. Say nobody
yes, and saying that even if he contests, he will lose. That
I will tell you the reason for that.
Okay, sir.
They have decided not to let Oji return.
They decided not to let Oji.
I have a feeling that
return back
to the Senate.
I have a feeling. Yes.
Who decided, sir?
The people
Oji will decide.
And they are not.
Oh,
that's the problem. So it's a problem for Oji because Alex is not happy. Oji said that job Alex is doing, that it is his own old jobs. That Alex is just painting over those jobs and then claiming them for his. So Alex is not happy, and they say they will all support VOWS.
Yes, I agree. I agree, Doctor. Because
and that's why you see Oji is very, very.
So
very
he's now turning that. So he believes that the people will indeed stand firm and ensure that they don't vote him, and that's why he's scared.
Alex is very popular, as Oji also attested to, and he now wants to do the removal of Oji as a project. So that's why you're seeing that. They are all, I know that the leaders are deciding, they let Oji go the last time because they carpentered some kind of result for him to go. But this next time, they will give it to VOWS. And I think that is a statewide decision by critical stakeholders. And that's why Oji is currently very, very uncomfortable.
But how can he be uncomfortable when he has Tinubu now? Anybody with Tinubu on their side should not be worried now.
This issue, you can reach in a place where you're popular. And in Abia, Uti is very popular. If you go up against such a man, say in a market you buy. So that's actually the issue. I don't know how this can be done but the issue is very, very serious. When I tell you serious, very serious. I have been discussing with leaders at the very highest level, and that's what they are all deciding. That Orji, when he was governor, did not do Aba. Now that Alex is governor, Alex is doing Aba. As I told you, when she did Aba, then the Easterners will now see that that very important economic corridor, the loophole that was Aba, has now been fixed by Alex, and they embrace him. So that popularity he's enjoying due to his job performance is the reason that a lot of the critical stakeholders are willing to work with him. In most states, some governors who are very popular socially, they don't rely on party. They rely on the input from those critical stakeholders. I've seen a lot of states where no matter the party, no matter the persuasion in life, no matter the walk of life that somebody pursues, when you bring them together and you do the thing the way it should be done, the stakeholders will be grateful. And once they are grateful, they will let the vote in favor of you. That's how it is.
Thank you. All right, Tiwa, are you done? Let me start.
Yes. Thank you, Doctor. Yeah, that's okay.
Okay,
someone else can come in.
Good evening and welcome. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Precious, thank you, and blessings, everybody. Dr. Catch, well done for your... Precious, before I go on, I just want to, before we all get agitated and then, I just want to use this opportunity to say, thank you for... I know that they said bad things thrive when sincere men keep quiet. Okay, I know, for giving us this platform to be able to lend our voices to what is going on over there. And I don't know if it's making any impact, but even if it's not, we are speaking out. That's on that. But the question I have, and I would have wanted to ask this a few days ago, was this EFCC putting their hands on Osun's finances. I know with the letter that came out today, fine, but I wanted to ask, is it that it is the president that tells them to do this, or these are overzealous? Is it overzealous staff who want to prove that he's working? Is it really the president that say, go ahead
let
and
me
do
let Dr.
this?
Katch respond to that. So Dr. Katch, they ask, say the EFCC will freeze the account of Osun State. He won't know whether overzealous staff of EFCC and then just act anyhow, take that action because they want to impress the president. Or
no.
The thing
they just, the EFCC knows that Minister Yotola is Tinubu's blood relation. He is a sister of Tinubu's, yes. He's the son of Tinubu's sister. So, and then he now just gave them instruction. Tinubu didn't know about it because he is personally conflicted and very angry at the way the Adelekes defeated him. He served one term as governor, the Adelekes came and removed them. So now he has seen that Tinubu as president, that they can actually just write results and then bully the people. So that's why you've seen everybody throwing their game in. Davido has gone in a road show in a scale that's unprecedented. So, and of course, the president knows. People are now asking him. You see, after the Catholic bishops revealed what they discussed with him, he is not very popular. And that's why you see when that problem came and people said, Oyetola giving instructions, because...
So did he have to take the president about 24 hours or more for him to realize that it was Oyetola who gave the order? How can Oyetola give an order, sir? How can Oyetola give an order? And the EFCC chair representative was on Arise Television this morning defending their action as against the president. It's quite confusing to believe.
No, it was, the problem is, it's also possible that Oyetola may have masterminded the arrest of the Secretary of Government, masterminded the arrest of up to 54 leaders of the government and party, brought them to Abuja, locked them up in Kuje prison.
So the SSG and the rest of them that were arrested was courtesy of Oyetola. Is that what you're saying, sir?
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
So it is when they now move to this issue of money that people are, what these kind of things they are doing? Where is this coming from? The same EFCC that allowed the Ayabelo to be on the ballots and not off, despite all that they talked before. And that's how they say that, President, why they do like this now? The president said, no, be amo. But who tell say no, you tell her that's where the thing went wrong.
All right, sir.
And then,
okay, so now
he never say, no, I did not authorize this, let them. The president feels the heat of the current crisis with the Catholic Bishops' Conference. Hitler doesn't feel the heat. So when they now brought this again, President, why did they do this kind of thing? Say, no, it's not me. What happened? Let me get through. By the time he started making his inquiry, they found out it was Oyetola. The question is Oyetola suddenly now the person running the EFCC?
Mm.
And that's a question. So let's know how many people are answering president or even acting as president. But and Tinubu has now gotten involved and reversed it, as he said. And of course, the Osun State government also headed to court. Even though we know Mr. Adeleke, Davido's father, could also fund the election, but that's what been it. It's been money from the Adeleke's family that has gotten him to fund his boys. His brother, the one that passed on before, the Gov.
Yes, he was a former governor, yes.
Exactly. The Gov was a friend of mine right in Ikeja. And then he came here as senator to Abuja. Then he became governor and passed on. So his brother, Adeleke, has come there. So it became a tug of war between the Agbiji gang led by Oyetola and enjoying sympathy of high top relation of the president. Then pitching them against the Adelekes from Ede. So as you can see now, the world has taken notice and there has been a collective national outrage at such behaviors.
Thank you.
Don't forget, as I speak to you, they also froze the local government funds.
Since last year, till now.
Yes, till now. So we're not only now learning that all these things had been masterminded by Mr. Oyetola. So that's actually what we're learning, and this is not very good. But whatever it is, be it as it may, I commend the president for stepping down.
Let me round off my thought.
All right, sir.
There's nothing like commending him, because people are hopping on his shoulders to mess up the country, because what it means is EFCC is not independent, and it will also migrate into INEC. What it means is anybody within his circle who has his heart can call INEC and say, switch the IREV, and they will do it. But what I want to say is, you see how it works when people are not man enough. The governor of Osun State, for him to leave every other person and endorse the president, thinking that him endorsing the president will make Oyetola not have power, not knowing that it's a lie. He's talking to himself. And I thank God that they made noise, because if they didn't make noise, hey, I liked what Davido did. If they didn't make noise, it would have gone like that. We will say, oh, everybody will be shouting. But this goes along. I wish that guy, the guy that spoke on phone, is hearing us. This goes a long way to let them know, Precious, in this country that I am, if two of you go to hospital, you have two of you are in an emergency ward. If one person, let's say you're in an emergency ward before I get there, and you're just there, they tell you to be waiting. If I get there and start doing like I am dying now, they will leave you and attend to me. So, because they made noise, and that is why when they release those people of Oyo, people are saying, why did they not release people in Benin and not the rest? Because those governors did not make noise. So it shows you that these people, they are cowards, all of them. And I hope that Nigerians will use this to confront them in the main election. So that, because Yoruba say, we're laughing, we're you use madness to cure madness. When the time comes for the general election, I hope that Nigerians will say, you know what, you cannot do this. If somebody comes to snatch, grab and run, you grab him himself, snatch him and run himself. Honestly, because anyway, I know there are too many people. I have not rounded up the next thing I want to say, I want to ask again is, Dr. Catch talked about, gave a litany of the roguery of the president. If people know all this about him and his, especially the certificates, the concern about forgery, are there no people, are there no lawyers that can take this thing up and go to court? I know that court will, at the end of the day, but are there no people that can take this thing up with all the evidence? If there are evidences that there are forgeries, that he didn't go to primary school, the primary school he went to was not available before he was born. I mean, with all this, can't people in this country, we do have what they call class action suits, lawsuits. Can't people come together? Can't lawyers come together and take this man to court and say, because even though you succeeded in 1999 and you deceived all of us, you succeeded in 2023 and deceived us, this time around it's not going to happen. These are the evidences that this man is not worthy to be president of this nation. Can't they go to court and stop this man from coming back? And I'm going to leave it there, baby. Let others talk before we come back.
All right. Mr. Edwin, please go ahead.
Yeah. Precious, thank you. I would have spoken first, directly address you. Good evening, but I will put that to another day. I'll postpone that to another day. Now, I want. Sir? Yeah, no, it will be for another day, not today. Let us discuss what is on ground today. Okay. You see, right. I just want to talk about this EFCC freezing the accounts of the Osun State government. The president knew all along about this case, not that he wasn't aware, because this is the template the APC used in Edo State. It's just a carbon copy. Just copy and paste. What they did in Edo State, and then butchered out Obaseki and Aswe Iwodalo is what they are doing in Osun State. That of Osun State is particularly very, very interesting because Tinubu is said to have come from Osun State, and it is said to be a slight on his side not to have control of his state. And that was why the APC national chairman said, we will get Osun State. Tinubu did not come out to say that himself, but he made that pronouncement concerning Edo State. He told Edo, I will get Edo for you. He told APC, Araki, go and get Edo for me. And they did. And it's that same template. In Edo State, they arrested all of them, all the officials, local government chairmen who were PDP members, and they arrested them, took all of them to Abuja. State secretary took all of them, just like what they are doing now in Osun State. Just because there is a sort of a fight back from some prominent Nigerians. The president is being reprimanded. He's being told, look, this is just, you seize the council money of this state, your own home state, and then again, this is what is on ground. It is just because he fed some sort of heat particularly after the visit of those Catholic cardinals. That was why. Tell me why the president would tell EFCC, go and unfreeze the account. Is the EFCC not supposed to be an independent body doing their job?
But it's still part of the executive arm of government anyway.
No. They report to the Attorney General, not the president. President has no business.
The Attorney General now which arm of government?
It's in the presidency.
But the president making now.
Tinubu
the Attorney General is an appointee of the president. So
Precious, what I'm trying to tell you that Tinubu just wanted to score cheap political points by signing, by making all those statements, personally signing any something. He has no business there. He's the president. In fact, the EFCC reports to the Attorney General. They ought to have handled it. In fact, it should have been an in-house something. Just instruct the Attorney General. If we were really sympathetic to the people of Osun State. But we are just seeing a cabal, criminal cabal, just wanting to capture everything. They just wanted to capture Osun State. And all the APC governors are already converging in that state, even when it is 10 days away from the election. They did it in Edo State. The rest, Ondo and Ekiti, were just semblance of what was on ground. That of Edo is straight. They just did it because Edo was just purely opposition state, just like Ekiti, like Osun. So that's what is going to happen. And then I want to talk on another issue. The state police we are talking about, I've always queried it. What sort of state police? What state police is Tinubu and his gang trying to cook up? Are we operating a federating unit? Is it a federation? We are not. We are operating a unitary government and you want state police. State police will do what? State police is to arm all these criminal governors to implement selfish political agenda and aim. And then to fight opponents, and that is it. Until we are a federated unit, every state will have their own constitution, every state. And then they will implement their own state police, not federal government imposing one state police. Even look at what they've done concerning the guidelines for the implementation of the state police. You will see that everything there is federally inclined. If you look at it, they say before you appoint a commissioner, the presidency will have this. Does that happen in America? Does it happen here in the UK? So all those ones are all political bullshit. All that Tinubu and his gang are cooking up. They are just deceiving Nigerians, just to make sure they have foot soldiers to carry out their devilish plans. And then the other day, I made a statement which was a bit controversial. And then one eccentric neophyte come here and was just insulting me when I said that they call not. I just said, if you have your own fast, buttress it. Don't insult me. I said the corners have not come out to endorse Obi. What you saw the Ariwa use did was just through the back door. It was just a sort of order from those in the Ariwa Consultative Forum. These ones is just, they just did what we call test the water. And I equally queried why they have not been formidable and powerful northern politicians call World Press Conference to say, we are endorsing Mr. Peter Obi because he's the man we feel that can lead us out of the doldrums. But they have not done that. But if you look at somebody like all these professors, all this of Fulani extraction, look at the way they are all falling behind Atiku. And we think, when I made the remark that if all the opposition political parties don't coalesce, nothing is going to happen. Tinubu will win election in 2027. And I've said it here several times. So whoever likes, they can insult me, they can say all what they like. But I know the Nigerian political terrain so much that at the time when I told you I have this information, you even queried, why did those my secret information not tell me what was happening before I made the remark?
Mr. Edwin, calm down, calm down.
That was what you said.
Calm down. You don't know the Nigerian political set. You are not a politician. You are not even in Nigeria.
Mr. Prestige, let me
I am talking now.
We need to release Dr. Katz.
I am talking now. Somebody, that's why I was situated that time. I'm talking.
That's why I
didn't.
What you're discussing does not concern Dr. Katz, and that's why I'm.
It concerns me. It concerns him. I'm coming to the party when he spoke about state police, and I said about state police is a non-starter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it's not going to work. You only arm these criminals, these political criminals, to enforce more of their selfish rules
All right, so Dr.
against
Kash is talking to
Nigerians.
you now, please. Thank you.
And then what I want to ask Dr. Cash, my
The
question
number
before
one
he
problem in
starts.
our country today is insecurity. Nigeria.
Can I ask my question, Dr.
All over northern Nigeria today is insecurity. Whether Tinubu wants to admit it or not, the insecurity is a war being levied against the people of northern Nigeria, southern Nigeria, by Fulani militiamen. That was why in 2023, our strategy on the obedient movement was called ethnic penetration. The Fulanis of the far north are different from the Nigerians of the Middle Belt. So, and those Nigerians of the Middle Belt are not happy at the Fulani war across Nigeria. That was why it will be one Plateau, Benue, Abuja, all the Christian denominated areas of the north. Now, anybody who tells you there's nothing wrong with foreign leaders being angry that democracy challenges their unquestionable control over power, that's the way life is. Nothing lasts forever. They are now fighting against the grain. The people suddenly have a new strategy of enlightenment. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. Let them continue behaving like they own it. They don't own it. We have woken up. You're talking about the far north. Nobody expects the far north to support Tinubu or P2B. Where the battleground is not central. The north central part of Nigeria is a Christian majority area. If you know it, that's you. If you don't know it, I will teach you. When I started 8 months to election 2022, they said, no, we can't do nothing. I had people who talk like this gentleman who just talked now. But you saw what we did. We came out.
So, Dr.
No
Katz,
other human being.
do you believe that a fragmented opposition can win Tinubu? That's what he's saying. He says
the
that
opposition during the last election was fragmented. It will be still defeated Tinubu in Lagos, in Abuja, in a lot of places. It's a man who is not in the field that will talk. The main problem is because of the Fulani refused to allow the power shift back to the south. That's why you have a fragmented opposition. But that is not to say that the Northerners in the Middle Belt do not know what kills them. Don't make blanket story. You don't know the country like I do. You don't. I've run election. I've been member of presidential campaign teams from Obasanjo to Goodluck Jonathan to Yaradua. I have done the 2019 presidential campaign team where Atiku was presidential candidate. That election, Atiku won. But because Atiku was not man enough, he ran away to Dubai. Whatever he was told, whatever he was promised, he wasn't here to struggle. When he ran, I became the lone voice speaking for the opposition. Everybody was afraid of Buhari. It was while I was speaking that Osibanjo said, if I don't withdraw the things I said as a voice of opposition, that he will remove his immunity and take me to court. So understand this.
So, sir, bottom line, you feel that this 2027 election, whether the opposition is fragmented or together, Tinubu can be won?
It's not true. If you do free and fair election, Tinubu is gone. Finito.
But election will not be free and fair. So, are you saying?
Listen, you're not going to say because there will be shootings during a war, you're not going to go to war. The election was not free and fair in 2022, 2023. Yet, P2B did what he did. So forget about anybody being afraid. If Tinubu was so confident of himself, why is he afraid of the election? Why is Oyetola suddenly freezing money. Does that look like an election? Does that look like somebody who's ready for an election?
But since it will not change, since it won't change, does it mean that
nobody says it will not change? You don't know the strategy of the opposition.
Okay.
You don't know, and they're not going to tell you what they want to do.
Okay, sir.
Nobody's happy. Nobody is happy. Don't just dismiss that you think because you're not part of those working, you not think the efforts of those working is nothing. That's nonsense. How can you say such things? And yet, Tinubu lost Lagos. Tinubu lost Abuja. Couldn't get 25% in Lagos or Abuja in 2023. Do you know about that? How can you be talking what you don't know? If you're not in the field, don't be making such blanket stories. We know what's going on. Why is the government so afraid of P2B? Have you asked yourself? If all of you are saying, he's Superman strategy, why is he not afraid? Why is he afraid of an election? These are things you have to ask yourself. There is no smoke without fire. So let us keep playing our game. And right now you can see there is collective rage across the country than it was before against the APC.
All right.
Tinubu has not governed. So let us keep moving on. When you don't know what the opposition will do, keep watching. Don't be saying what you don't know. Amongst all of us on this program, I'm the only one who has done elections, who has supported candidates, who have done campaigns, who have been spokesman up to 4 times, 5 times, who have done face-to-face debates with Lai Mohammed, at work with President Goodluck, President Obasanjo, here at Rwanda. Why would you be talking when you don't know about the country? Because you hear what they talk. Who be full of it? Theirs is the far north. Even in the far north, the Hausas are no more with them. So let's watch what's going to work. Nobody knows tomorrow. Don't put with finality like you know tomorrow. That's what they were saying in 2023. 3 people tweeting in a room. What happened? People will be in all military installations. We've not even started. Let us watch what tomorrow will be.
Dr. Nanuju, thank you very much for your services to Nigeria and to Nigerians. There is a question I want to ask you, and I want an emphatic explanation. Do you think ethnicity and religion plays a significant role in the emergence of a Nigerian president?
Yes, it was being used to divide us. Now,
is this still being used?
That's why it's
being used as
no
of today?
Us. It was being used. It was implemented first by the British after the Willings Commission. Then
no, Dr. Nanuju, you are talking history. I'm talking about today's Nigeria, today's contemporary society, what we have in Nigeria today. That's what I want. I'm not talking about history. What you are talking about now is history.
And religion was being used by politicians.
And it's still being used.
It is Yorubas who are now fighting Tinubu, yes or no? The people fighting him in Osun State, are they Igbos? They're not Igbos. The people fighting him in Lagos, are they Muslims? Are they Christians? No. Muslims voted in Lagos State.
Okay.
Those who are now against Tinubu from the far north, are they not Muslims? So leave that alone. You know, a rat and a lizard could go out in the rain. The way the rain will treat Buhari may not be the way it treats Tinubu. As I'm talking to you today, Tinubu has lost the trust of majority of Northerners from the Senate. He's not ruling. He's just packing money from the evidence all of us can see.
Hey.
And nobody's project is being funded. Only his own. And you think people will just keep quiet? How come things are going bad? Don't say what you don't know, please.
You know, we can only postulate. Dr. Nanuju, we can only postulate and say, and maybe sort of align slightly with what we are talking about, if we were to have semblance of the rule of law in a society.
Forget about
Nigeria today is a lawless country. Tinubu has come to grasp the full
the single major determinants of what will happen during our election is not Tinubu, it's the Americans. None of you have mentioned this. You just saying what you don't know. The single strongest determinant of what happens in Nigeria tomorrow are the Americans who are now here.
Dr. Nanuju, there is a strong relationship between Tinubu and Trump. There is a strong relationship between Tinubu and Trump.
Right, so
if you
I
don't
have
know
to let
that,
this argument end so that others will ask questions, sir, please. I can't let
yeah, Dr. Nanuju, I know that.
All those things are propagations.
Not propagations.
The US has its intentions, and we're
all right. So,
to
Mr. Prestige, please go ahead with your question, sir.
Don't know.
Mr. Prestige, please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, greetings everybody.
And that's the reason why
on this platform one more time. It was a long dialogue in there, So I'm not gonna waste Dr. Kachi, more time, but I appreciate Dr. Kachi for his vast knowledge when it comes to Nigerian politics and so on and so forth. But I think when he said that he commend Tinubu about what he did or the unfrozen of the account, in my own opinion, I don't see anything to commend there. He did it because of he has gotten a lot of flack or whatever what Davido said. I don't know if that has an impact or whatever. He knows what happened. The EFCC cannot do anything without consulting him. It was deliberate. If you remember the Ondo state, that happened during that time too. When the former governor PDP was in power, they're frozen his
state.
account too. So it's not something new. So nobody
it
can
was,
come
it
here
was
and
in
tell me
Edo
that,
state.
Edo state, that's what I mean. Nobody can come here and tell me that he doesn't actually know what happened. He doesn't catching a lot of flag. That's why, you're but the issue I have about this is that the Tinubu is ruling like a monarch. So are you telling me that Tinubu can just say EFCC unfrozen the account and they did it? Is
And
it
they
not a
did.
different branch of the government? Is it not under the judiciary? I'm impressed, like you stated here earlier. Tinubu appointed the Attorney General, but the Attorney General is supposed to be an independent. Forget about what's happening in America right now. It's supposed to be an independence to assert. He's part of the judiciary. He's not part of the executive. So Tinubu know what happened, and he just gave in. But in order not to waste my time, I think I'm agreeing with Edwin what he was saying when it comes to Nigerian politics, Dr. Kachi. So Dr. Kachi, are you gonna tell me that things are different right now? That Tinubu is not going to come back for re-election. I mean, Tinubu has all the whole apparatus. Before then, he doesn't have all of them, but right now he's the commander, he's the monarch, he's the king and everything in Nigeria. So I don't see how election can be free and fair. But if I'm wrong, Dr. Kachi, can you educate me on that? I mean, I know you have a long dialogue with Edwin. I'm on the Edwin side that Nigeria is so corrupt. Tinubu has so much power in Nigeria, but I see your point of view. Just give me an opinion.
Didn't get us this far. The Spire didn't get us this far. And I cannot sell the Spire to anybody. And I want to tell you that as some of you people have spoken, expressing a loss of confidence in anything getting bad, I'm not like that. When we started last time to fight in the APC, it was only 8 months to election. We were able to build organically. Don't tell me we can't do anything. Those who are not doing anything should not tell those who are doing something that nothing will happen. So there's no need for us to be having this argument. What I want to tell you is hope is not lost. I can't just, again, the man is bad, he started his this, let's go and sleep. That's not true. Nations don't change like that. Nations do not change by all of you saying Tinubu will win. No, nations change through the work of a few good men. We don't need everybody agreeing to what we're doing. It takes a few good men to fight to bring about positive change in society. And if a lot of you think nothing will happen, you have every good right to keep your opinion. But I want to tell you, a lot will come. If they told you that Tinubu could suddenly beat back on the freezing of this Osun account, you will say, no, it will never happen. But it has happened. So don't predict tomorrow. You're not God. and you don't have the experience that I can believe you because you've never said anything that has worked. I said something in 2022, it worked in the election. What did they do? They annulled it. Today, the same people that helped him annul it and stay present with him are fighting with him. We're not saying what will happen to him. Say nothing will happen. Something will happen. Something will happen. Those who are not doing anything should not doubt the efforts of the few good men who are doing something to change society. And I know so. We will change this country. We will change this country. If you've given up hope, there's nothing wrong with that. That's your opinion. That's your mindset. But I tell you, we have not given up hope. If they told you Tinubu will reverse himself on the issue of the Osun State, will you agree? No. What they did in Edo, well, because they don't have nobody to fight. Today, people are fighting in Osun.
If Tinubu, Dr. Kat, if Tinubu had wanted to stick to his guns, nothing would have happened. The River State, when you declared state of emergency
I hear you. There's nothing wrong with your.
Nobody said anything.
Despair. Congratulations on the despair you have.
All right,
expressed.
so Mr. President,
River State did not fight back. Mr. Edwin, River State did not fight back.
Anyway,
if you fight back, they all cowards. River State did not fight back.
If they wanted to fight back, they would have, but they know that it was going to be.
No, they didn't fight back. Up until now, has the man fought back? The man has refused into his cachet.
You are right. They didn't fight back, but I am telling you what Tinubu is capable of doing.
You see the reason why you think that I antagonize you with all of the things that you say. Now, I'm sorry, because Dr. Okacha just said that you're perhaps kind of canvassing despair, you know. So
no.
I'm coming, sir. Now let me speak because you have been on this every single time you come on air. If you keep talking about this, I'm coming, sir. If you're talking about this, if you're talking about this every single time you come on air, what is your solution that you're also canvassing at the same time with it? Let me know. Because
I told you.
Mr. Edwin, please wait, hold on. Let me ask you my question. Every time you come on air, the only thing you talk about most times is this, and you don't talk about it alongside your proposed solution to it. You always talk about this, and I've told you before.
It means you have not been listening to me then.
Okay, so what is your solution? The solution,
what I said,
apart from changing the constitution, who will change the constitution for you, guy?
No, not change the constitution alone. I said as at today, the opposition political parties must coalesce. I said they don't do it.
To coalesce, that means we've lost Nigeria now.
It will be a repeat of 2023. It will be a repeat of 2023. I am telling you, nothing is going to happen.
And Nigeria went off its grip. Abacha died someday, and Nigeria went off its grip.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be.
If you are praying for if you are praying for God's intervention,
you know that this is the argument you've had with you here before every single time. Okay, so if your solution, because the opposition will not come together, that means every we should forget
if they don't come together, how are they going to defeat an incumbent?
And so the thing is that you have said this too many times. Too many times.
Yes, it's because I am not
for you to sound like a broken record.
Precious. Let me just talk for a minute. I am not the kind of person. I'm not the kind of person that is led blindly. I always say what I feel is right. I don't care who
good evening,
what I'm trying to tell you, we don't coalesce. Nothing is going to happen. We will just be fighting a lot.
The coalition is not happening. So that means, in your opinion, you have lost the election. That's fine for you. If you have lost in your opinion, just take it that way. Let the people.
Election is not won by debate here. Election is won on ground. It is not social media. Election is won on ground.
Mr. Edwin, you are out of ground. You don't know where people on ground are doing.
Can we move on? Can we move on?
No, let us move on now.
Edwin is an APC man, from what I understand, the way he's been speaking.
You can say, you can give me T1.
Good evening. Mr. Godson, good evening.
That is coming to
my brother, well done, Joe. Blessings to you.
Immediately, that's what the Mr. is calling you.
Mr. Edwin.
I'm APC man.
Can I say one thing, please? Can I just say something?
What is that explained? What you are displayed is an old strategy. All strategy. You come there when the youth are preparing to go and fight somebody disturbing community. Say, no, don't go. Nothing will happen. They will kill you up. You cannot do a thing. Who told you so? They said
that is not what I am saying.
What happened?
If you
That
fight
is
back,
not
they
what
will
I am
withdraw.
saying. That
If
is
you
not
fight
what I
back, they
am
will
saying.
withdraw. They are cowards.
Mr. Edwin, it's okay. Please, let's let
They
this
what?
slide, please. With all due respect, sir. The Barrys, go ahead with your contribution. I mean,
Yes,
a lot was said during the 2023 election that some people were just 2 or 3 people tweeting in a room. At the end of the day, they produced 6 million votes. So if people had followed that statement, they wouldn't have had about 6 million votes. So that's fine. So
and one of Obi's spokesperson was here yesterday.
That
one of
just
Obi's
online followers, they
spokesperson was
wouldn't
here
have been
yesterday.
able
He
to
said
get
a
that
lot.
vote. And that's exactly what you're planning. And it's very unfair that you do that. The Barrys, please go ahead.
Good evening. Yes.
It's an old strategy of these people. They will come online and try to discourage you. No matter what you do, nothing will happen. My brother, it was 8 months to election when I started.
He has walked away.
No, he will come back. He'll come back.
All right.
So my yes. Good evening, everyone.
After this conversation, please meet me at the backyard. I have something important to share with you.
Okay. So my contribution to this
again.
is,
this is a new WhatsApp, so that's what I'm
I will text you. I will text you on the new one. I will text you through the new one. Yeah.
Thank you.
So my thing is this. I don't come on air that much anymore. My focus is, I have 2 words in my community, and my ultimate goal is to deliver those 2 words. That's what I'm working on. I want to understand that if most of us can deliver the words in our communities, I think we will go far. That's for sure. That's one.
Not to come
Secondly,
and discourage you, nothing can happen. Tinubu will carry. What kind of story be that?
So secondly, I have a question. Yeah, good evening, Dr. Cash. I have a question for you. They've been talking about this Islamization of Nigeria, and people kind of undermine that thing. But here is what I'm calculating. Buhari, as a Muslim, ruled for 8 years. Now we have Tinubu 4 years. If by anything, God forbid, if by any means he happens to win another 4, that would be what, 16 years? Yeah, 16 years for Muslims.
Automatically not takes over again.
Not will take over again.
Muslim,
and maybe do 8. 20. Yes. So look, 24 years of Islamic governance in Nigeria. Where would that put us? If we are not careful right now?
And when we want to fight, they say, no, don't do it. Nothing will happen. When you don't know the country. In a Christian majority country.
So I'm calculating
what we're doing.
I'm looking at that, because that is the possibility is so there. We just have to. I am putting my foot down so far. Like, all I can do is to ensure that my 2 words, I will post the result of my 2 words on this platform. Precious. That is my goal. That's my goal. Now, I wanted to challenge Dr. Cash a bit on the issue. I am happy that he said he knows River State and he was born in River State. Dr. Cash, the Ogoni's did not come from the Congo. If any, we are affiliated with Ghana. As a matter of fact, the Ashanti tribe, we have a clear language and same meaning, and the same as our language is called Kana, as the same spelling in Ghana without the G and K. So the Ogoni's they came from Ghana and not the Congos. I just wanted to clear that. But I know today is not for that, sir. I have more of the history where I will share.
I will refer you to page 23. I will refer you to page 23 of Samuel's book. I also refer you to Kennedy K's book. The Ogonis did not, I repeat what I said, they never were part of today's River State during the time of the Arab Confederacy. The Ogoni were repossessed slaves who were being kept in Bonny, because at the time of the Emancipation Proclamation by the British government, anybody who bought any slave, if you go to Ghana, they will catch you. If you go to the other side, they will catch you. That was why they started keeping them at Bonny. But when they became too much, they were now brought to their present position. That's why you see, yes, a lot of them are also Igbos repossess slaves. But when a man starts telling you is this, is that, I want you now to go and read page 23 of Sarawiwa's book on the Darkling Plain. Also read SF of Kenneth Dike's book. Why is it that when things are hidden in books, Black people will not see them? This is a problem. This is the they're seeing these things.
I'm referencing this from the book as well. The book by Paul Timothy Birabi, which is that preceded that of Kensara Wiwa.
Can I read for you now from the book I have? Do you want to hear me?
No, but I'm saying that the history preceded or predated that of Kensara Wiwa, that of Paul Timothy Nakubirabi.
Who has rejected that of Serua? Who rejected it?
No. We don't have to reject them. He never said we came from the Congo. The Ogoni is never. We don't have any.
My brother, listen. You don't need to tell me where you come from, because the Ogoni are not one tribe. The Ogoni is a mixture of several repossessed slaves that were kept in body. Read Kenneth Dike's book. Read it now.
I'm saying the majority, the language.
Slaves of Yoruba origin returned to Lagos. They stayed at Campus Square. They paid at Sangros. They stayed at the Brazilian quarters. That's how others who returned were also taken to Calabar. Some were taken to Igwenga, today's Ikorabasi. Some were being kept in Bonny. My words are still true. They were not part of today's River State as at the time of the rule of the Arrow Confederacy. They were, if you read Clariwa's book and you read Kenneth Dike's book, those people are far more authoritative than the people who are lying. They never
I'm bringing a history.
Landowners felt that the people were too much. Let me read for you now what Clariwa wrote. He says, Ogoni were Igbo kids being smuggled away through grass. The British post-1807 abolition naval contingent, having blockaded Bonny, chased the smugglers up to around the Gold Coast, now Ghana. And under the hot pursuit, they were reversed course down to Ubani, where they were pitifully taken back by the Bonny people, who were Igbo, not so-called Iboni. In due course, as their population grew, the Bonny people graciously relocated them to that part of the east they now call Ogoni land. Why I'm telling you this?
So you see, you've cleared that, sir.
It's falsehood to spite. Listen to me. This is Sarua writing this. Suggestions that Ogoni came from Ghana is falsehood to spite Igbo origins, because no one knew of Ghana in the 18th century. And it is different from the fact that the British Navy began pursuing them from around the coast of what we know today as Ghana. Regardless, Ogoni is a recent post-1807 abolition phenomenon of Igbo stock and created.
But Precious, how is it not helping us with our election in 2027?
These things I'm reading to you now were written by Sarawiwa in his book. Now, another one you consult.
Edwin, I have to clear this, Edwin. Hold on. Yeah.
This one has no impact on what we are discussing now. Let's talk about the Nigerian.
Don't worry about this. Don't worry about this, Edwin. I asked a question.
You don't do this, sir. No, you don't.
This one is not. It's of no use to us now. What else is that going to do to election?
Other people's opinion too, sir. That's unfair.
Yeah, but you don't do that to me, Precious. I know I said I was going to.
You asked the question because you needed clearance of what Dr. Kacha said.
Yeah, but you said over and over that if we are let's discuss relevant things.
With all due respect,
let's discuss relevant things. These ones are irrelevant.
You can be at the back.
You are not the moderator now. It's not your program. If you don't like it, you go.
The moderator doesn't do what you ought to do. That's what I'm saying.
If you don't like it, don't be to the moderator now. That's not
decent. But the moderator ought to know what he ought to do.
It's not your program. He can send you out now.
Oh yes, that is fine.
Why are you unruly?
What I'm interested in is Nigeria.
Kennedy said it was during this era of traffic in human beings that the Delta gained the bulk of her population. The British government decision to abolish slave trade in 1807 and the activities of the British Navy in the Delta resulted in a medley in the coastal area. The British Navy, on a number of occasions,
thank you, sir. Yes.
freed slaves already purchased
Okay.
and loaded into ships by the Dutch and other Europeans. Then, Adeleke concluded, there have been several theories on the origin of the Ogoni. However, it is the theory of this author that the Ogoni might have originated from Ghana by accident during the thriving trade in slaves. Oral traditions has it that a fleet of soldiers of fortune from that area who set sail for slave trading along the Nigerian coast of today got stranded at the estuary of Imo River, and fearing the activities of the British Navy, decided to make their homes there rather than risk capture by the British. Don't forget, most of the war that the British came to Nigeria to fight was actually to stop the Fulani continued trade. That was how they killed Sultan Atahiru in Gombe. That was also how they invaded the Benin for the punitive expedition. That was also the reasons they were fighting everywhere, and the locals were saying, who are you to come and tell me to stop what I'm doing because of a law? You made some 4,000 or 5,000 areas away. That doesn't concern me. But the British Navy were very intent on doing this. So your story of Ghana, Ghana what? Nobody was buying from Ghana to here. They were buying Akans in Ghana and taking to Europe. The people, 5 principal tribes that were being marketed were the Igbo, the Bakongo, the Akan, the Mandinka, and the Yorubas. This is it. This is it.
All right.
These are the records.
So the Barrys,
So
if we've cleared this up, let me take Frank Onero.
And after the Emancipation Proclamation, people were allowed to go back to places closest to their homes. That was why the Yoruba farmers returned back to what you call Sangros, Campus Square.
I just wanted to put that through, but since we have a different topic, I will still stay here and listen.
No, not a problem.
He never,
Frank Onero, please.
Yeah. So like I said,
thank you all.
It wasn't.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Cash. For me, my focus is on removing the evil, satanic, heartless, soulless APC government led by Tinubu, clueless, wicked, dictatorship, authoritarian government. That should be the focus.
All these things where they talk, not before this program. Take a easy, sir.
I will base my argument on data, on facts and figures. Tinubu, as a governor, his state allocations were seized by President Olusegun Obasanjo.
Was it his state or his local government allocations? Just so
the local government allocations that are supposed to come to the state and shared to the local government was seized by Obasanjo. I was alive. I was an adult. I was in Nigeria at that time. Nigerians shouted, cried, and rallied behind Tinubu. Tinubu government is busy doing worse things than what Abacha did. Buhari, who I dislike because of his authoritarian attitude, seemed to be more democratic by the dictator, heartless, soulless people. APC government headed by Tinubu as it is, seizing local government allocation, seizing state allocations. My warning, I did a video earlier, my warning to Governor Adeleke, people of Osun State, all these things they are doing is just to make you cool down. Do not lose guard on your elections. For me, where I began to slow down on Adeleke was when him and Davido went to dine with their enemy, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has nothing good to offer them, nothing good to offer Nigerians. And Adeleke said he has endorsed him. He has endorsed him does not mean Tinubu is not intent using both violence, wickedness, rigging. Every machinery of government will be used against Adeleke except they apply the Kwankwasia theory and what happened in the re-election of Governor Obaseki in 2020, where they will first mobilize their people to vote and ensure their people stay and overcome every form of intimidation in their numbers at the polling unit, moving from the polling unit to the ward collation center, from ward collation center to local government collation center. That has been the proven method to fight against all this rigging. At this level, it is worse. That is on Governor Adeleke and the war and his election coming up in a week or 10 days' time. Now, back to the issue of Obi and whether the opposition must come together. In my opinion, I don't think Obi need to align with Atiku at this point. No. If Atiku want to align with Obi, I agree. But based on facts and figures, if Atiku is... Can I continue, please?
Go ahead, please.
If Atiku is not in this race, it will be difficult for Obi to defeat Tinubu. Atiku, in my opinion, must stay in this race to ensure the Muslim, of course, Dr. Cash know much about people in the north. I was born in the north. I didn't grow up in the north, but I grew up among the Muslim people in Delta State. I grew up among them. My mom does business with them. So I grew up among them. The issue of religious affiliation is still strong in Nigeria today. For me, the most of the core northern votes must be divided between Obi, between Kwankwaso influence on Obi, Atiku, and of course, Tinubu, for Obi to be able to win. Obi and those of us supporting Obi, somebody is saying, what will you do? How will you do? Some people just sit and do nothing. I will tell you, the little you can do in my own capacity. Of course, in 2023, I and a couple of friends worked tirelessly to ensure that Obi is elevated. And of course, he won in Delta State. It may be tougher this time, but he will still win. One in Delta State, one in... Hold on, let me finish. One in Edo State, one in Plateau State, one in Nasarawa State. These are the 4 states I had people that I work with one-on-one. As of today, before now, during this registration of voting, I have consistently mobilized people in Edo State, where I have political influence and political ground, and also in Nasarawa State, to ensure during this period, almost every week, that people are registered to vote at this stage. At this stage, take note. The next stage will be to mobilize. At this stage, we ensure they are registered to vote, collect their data. When it's time to vote, we contact them, we reach out to them and see what we can do. If everybody do his own bit, of course, Peter Obi will handle it. May not be easy, but we need to put in the work, put our money where our mouth is, mobilize our people. I have, at this point, kind of cut off my own knees because I told her to go and register to vote before I give her any support. She'll be dragging her feet. I never took a call. That is how serious I'm taking this issue. That is how serious I expect everybody, both in diaspora. Obi will not be the one to protect the vote in every polling unit. We need to mobilize our people while they do their own bit as an individual, as the candidate, as the party. These are the points I need to let Nigerians know. And those that come on different platforms to speak, we must put in the work. We cannot just only talk. We must put in the work and put in our resources. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And speaking of what you have said, I have also stated this several times on this platform. I don't care who is our president, but I care about how the resources of Nigeria is managed. I care about the welfare of Nigerians. I care about a governance that will be empathetic to the plight of Nigerians. I care about a government that would create not just jobs, that would ensure that they pay attention to the interest of the people of the country first. I care about a government that will look at our healthcare system and say, I must make sure that our healthcare system is up to standard, and use that same healthcare system to lead by example. I care about a government that will see our education system and say that, no, I must make sure I don't want, because of this kind of school I go make my children then go. And if we consistently have politicians who do not care about all of these things, who care about their own high-profile lives, and who would rather spend much more money on politics rather than the people that are ruling, then that's not what I want. I don't care if the person comes from Afghanistan. I want somebody that will be prudent with the cash, the resources we have in Nigeria. That's what I want. And that's why it hurts me when I see what we're doing here. And that makes it look as if we're deliberately here to discourage people. Nobody likes the state of this country. And in case you do not know, Nigeria has happened to me too. I think I have mentioned it here on this platform. My father died because we could not access ambulance on time. Ordinary ambulance. If he was in a sane country, my father would have survived. He would have still been alive till today. So I'm sure that most of us living in Nigeria has happened to us one time or the other, one way or the other before. So if I am worried about this country getting better and in the best hands, it's because of that reason. Out of the almost 2,000 buses that we have for campaign for the APC today, if we were to use just 500 of those, okay, let's say 800 across the local government, 877 local government, maybe 777 local governments that we have. If we're able to use, just let's give out of, you have 1,000 buses. What do you want to carry them for campaign? What is the use of buses for campaign when you do not have ambulances? Now, these are the exact kind of buses that can be converted to ambulances. But we rather prioritize campaign, prioritize election to the welfare of people that you are leading. But if any of them have a headache, they go to the next flight abroad. Those of us that don't have money to go abroad for headache will just die. So it's painful when we see all of that happening. And then we come here to tell Nigerians that there is no hope. So we will just remain like this. And going to what you have said, Frank Onero, Dr. Kaj, I have often said it here that I'm not sure there is any village that does not have at least 5 to 10 people in the diaspora in that village in Nigeria. Nigerians get a lot of people for diaspora. In fact, Nigeria, Shebina today, Roosevelt, they talk and say, Jackpa don't turn most families now to WhatsApp group only 90 day meets. Because there's almost no village where no get people with the, or compound or community where no get people with the one person with the diaspora. So if all of you in the diaspora can come together and take up the cause and say, for my community, I want to make sure that if not only me deal, those people where they look up to me, at least the ones who feel they answerable to me, I go now my work to make sure say I mobilize them. It's either they get their voters card, their PVCs, or at least mobilize them to do the right thing in voting. Yesterday, I went as far as even saying that you could hold small outreach for them, small thing. Maybe healthcare outreach, one thing, give them small things. Since we don't become country of rice, where rice is solve our problem, add small sprinkle of rice to the thing where you could give to them. And then use it to educate them. You can do a video showing how your system work abroad. Play that video for them. Let them see what they stand to benefit if they have good governance. It will turn around. See, the reason Nigerians are not acting is because they do not know. I said this, that I'm not sure up to 50% of Nigerians know the concept or understand the concept of social contract. They don't know. So how do you expect people who do not know to act? And now what make they talk this thing for Pidgin English? That is why I decided to have my political conversation in Pidgin English, so that people go fit understand, so that we can drive home these points. Make people fit understand what they talk about. And kudos to you, Brother Franco Nero. Wonderful thing. I mean, we've been saying this, and I'm so glad that you're championing it. And I do hope that most of us also in the diaspora and some of us over here too can also champion the same cause. I am also playing my own parts. I'm doing a lot of things behind the scene too. I'm mobilizing people in my own little way too behind the scene. This country has to get better. There is no way we can be like this. You don't know how bad this is. You guys don't understand how bad the country is. You people don't even understand how things are.
Very bad.
You don't understand how things are. Do you go back and think and ask yourself that, what do we live? Is this the kind of country you want to live for your unborn generation? For those of you abroad, if anything happens, your citizenship is revoked tomorrow. You're back to here with us. So now here all of us go there together. And then what happens? Is this what we want as a country? A country where say once you carry your passport, come out, I said they don't look like say you fake them, you forge them. You carry document, they go look at 3-4 eyes. How can I be assumed as a thief because of where I come from? It's painful because that's not who I am. It's painful. And this has to change. And we know that this is not about the present leadership that we have. Now, something we don't decay, we don't happen over the years. We don't happen since. But the change must start from somewhere. Because this bad men start somewhere. The change has to begin somewhere. And Nigerians must wake up. So I do not believe that anything is impossible on the planet Earth. Everything is possible once there is that determination. So please, it's painful that we're coming here to discourage people and making them feel that there is no solution to Nigeria's problem. That's not true. There is a lot of solution to Nigeria's problem. If you mean well for Nigerians, people are dying, people are hungry, things are happening to people. Why can we not expend those resources? Government will care so much, Dr. Kat. I don't know whether only me they talk. If they say people they die, a whole Anthony Joshua get accident and there was no ambulance to lift him. A government that cares so much will say, these bosses where people dash me for my campaign, make I release 500 of them. Okay, make I share them into 2 half, release half of them. Make they use turn ambulance across Nigeria. Nigerians go hail you, say, Babao, you get our interest or mind. But not when we prioritize politicking to the welfare of the people that you're ruling. In fact, to their life. I beg Dr. Catch, not vex. Make I let you end the talk, Jerry, so that I go let you sleep. I don't know whether any other person get waiting to talk.
I want to say something.
Go ahead.
Dr. Catch, can I ask a question before you say the whole thing together?
We organize 8 months to the last election. Don't discourage people. If you're not going to put your own efforts, allow those who are putting their own efforts. My dear brother, it was this small networking. We grew an organic structure without money. People were calling me, say, what would you do? I say, organize in your area, put yourself on WhatsApp group. Once you get big, I will hook you up. That was how I was talking to church leaders. Now we have meetings. Church leaders have told us they will give us. People want Nigeria to change. Don't come and say nothing will happen. No lie. They were telling us we're just 3 people tweeting in a room. We shocked them. There are things in the world. There are power in the tongue. You need to know what it is. When we visited the first IDP camp, Gumi said, whoever is going to that place will not vote for them. What did we do? The next week, me and Peter visited another IDP camp. That was not told the people in the middle belt. Some people really care about the killings. You're not going to, because Tinubu and Atiku didn't visit IDP camp, and you say you'll abandon them. The news went round. Danjuma called me. I went to see him. Me and Peter later went there. He said, God will bless you people for going to see our people. Before you knew it, small word of mouth is spread everywhere. Equa Church came to work with us. We had what? Only 8 months to go. Take it from me. And my life of 2 of us doing Okpebholo is dead. I'm now life. It does not take everybody working to save society. The gentleman spoke, and he's doing something small. It is the aggregation of work of a very few good men that changes society. It's not everybody. And we want to change the country. Peter Obi is bigger today than he was before. Peter is not running. It is the people running. He's only being used as a symbol. The biggest people today in this issue are the Americans, not Tinubu. Look at him forging paper that Trump wrote him letter. Trump didn't write any letter. Ask yourself, why the desperation? He knows something is going on. It is when people who are weak give in, that's when they move on. But we're not going to give in. You think I'm foolish? I don't like money like Boala. I don't like money like Kenneth. But I have said put with Peter. I traveled today. I was with him yesterday. Look, I know this game. I understand this country. Don't lose hope. A better Nigeria is possible. And I want to tell all of you, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Abacha was everything. We went afraid. We kept on. And before you knew it, Abacha fell off. And we moved on. And we had democracy. Yes. Please, don't say it cannot be done. It can be done. I wish you all well. I wish you all well.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Catch, please, I want to ask this question. Can I?
Very quick one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, very quickly. Go ahead, sir.
What I want to say, whether my question anyway. A few weeks ago, I read where they said, I know Buhari started it, the firstborn of Satan. He started it, taking the gas in Imo State to Algeria, Morocco, through to Europe. And now I heard that I think they are the verge of doing it. Why can't we start speaking up against it? That
I don't know
even
about
if
this. It's not true.
No, Dr. Catch, it's true.
If such a thing, I would know.
No, it's true. There are
where our young
they are
people
using our gas. They are laying, Dr. Cash, let me land. They are laying pipe. They're laying pipe from
okay, about the laying pipe, that is the AKK pipeline. Let me tell you, please.
Yeah, but they're taking it to Europe. Why can't we, who own it, why can't we enjoy it first? Why would they take our gas first to Europe?
To me, the AKK pipeline was something that was initiated by Buhari. As I'm talking to you now, it's not working. Why is it not working? The Russians don't want the thing to pass through Niger. So forget about AKK.
Except so, but I read it 2 weeks ago.
Is to take gas to Europe and then be able to undermine Russia's Nord Stream gas pipeline. The Russians are now in charge of Niger. My brother, forget the AKK pipeline. Think about other things. It's not going to come on as far as the Russians still have control over Niger.
The youth start protesting against it. Let the youth of that area start protesting against it. It shouldn't be. In this country, we use gas to cook.
Right now, as I'm talking to you right now, the governor of Imo State is busy reticulating that gas all over the state. It is the same gas that is being used to power the gas plant in Ohaji. The gas plant is 285 megawatts of electricity production capacity. So we have our own needs also for gas. So for you now to take the gas from the east and then want to now take it to Morocco, you did not tell anybody. Well, and they were to do that simply to undermine the Russians. The Russians,
and then after they share the money, The people in the north, they sell their gold and their nickel and their bitumen and everything. They take their own money. When they sell petroleum from the south, or from where they call south and southeast, they sell petroleum, sell gas. Then we all share the money together. It can't continue to be. It cannot continue to be.
I am telling you now, that AKK pipeline is dead on arrival.
Let it die, yo.
I've stopped it. It is not working. I don't know if it will work. I'm aware it's not working right now. And so let us forget about it. Think about something else.
All right.
All right. Okay.
All right, Dr. Kacha,
let me believe you.
Thank you to you. It's been such a long night. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Gosh, almost 3 a.m. We won't do this next time, I beg. We'll start earlier.
No, we will not.
Dr. Kacha. It's always a pleasure to be with you. And I like what we're doing, to be able to push information that we think it's ideal for people to hear. I appreciate you big time, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We must succeed by keeping hope alive.
Thank you, sir.
We cannot feel despair. That is not an option. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you so
You're welcome.
much. I
No
appreciate
problem.
you. Good night and God bless you, sir. Thank you,
you
sir.
too.
All right. Tiwa Danjuma, you have anything to say to me? The Barrys, anything to say before I pack my
late morning, so I'll let you go.
It's okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'll send you a text through that number.
All right. I'll look at it and I'll call you. But I'll do the call tomorrow because the night is already.
Okay, Precious, there's something I'm going to send to you as well. And then,
okay,
sorry, the Barrys, if you're still talking.
No.
Okay, well, I'm going to send you something. But what I want to, there is something I want to say to us, okay? I don't know when it's going to be, but probably, when is the election again? I heard that they changed the date to the 9th of January.
January be.
January 16th still?
January.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but I don't know when we can, what I want us to do, if it's possible, for as many people that come here, even those that insult us by their text online, I know it's going to be a Herculean task, all right? But as few or as much cities that we can, Precious, you can get people who, on the election day, we form something like our own situation room where the people that are in the field
Your NEPA don't take light as you talk. NEPA not supposed to take light for that place, so. Or is it me? Tiwa Danjuma, can you hear me? Okay.
Are you hearing me?
Go ahead. You said that what happened? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, did you hear everything I was saying, or you want me to repeat?
No, you have to repeat. We lost you at some point.
Oh, sorry. So what I'm saying is, I don't know when it will be, but towards the election, okay, you have to find maybe few cities, maybe the hotspot cities like Lagos, like Rivers, all those cities that we know that are battleground states. If you can get one or two people who will be like your correspondents, on the election day, we have our own situation room where they see what is going on ground. They will be reporting to you, uploading it as the results are coming. Then we'll be showing it. We'll be live. We will be able to fund these people. I mean, give them data so that they will not say they don't have data. Whatever it will take for us to be able, and I'm saying it here now so that everybody that is hearing me, we start getting ready.
Mr. Obisin, I just thought to even let you land. We have discussed this before. Now, see why Danjuma knows now. I even said that I was already
I didn't know. I didn't hear.
I was already soliciting for funds from you guys. Yeah, not funds, from assistance for you guys to get some gadgets like some hidden cameras. Those cameras that you carry that does not really look like cameras that can also transmit real time. And I talked about it before, and I said I will appreciate if people can, assist. I would get foot soldiers, like you call them, and put them across different areas. I'm already in contact with people across the northeast, the north central. I can get people across Nigeria. In fact, I even intend to use my fellow journalists who are accredited to cover election, so that while they're doing their own coverage, they can also do my own for me.
Start from them, yes.
So I already have.
Yep, I have a team. Okay. I have a team from my end as well.
So we can incorporate them.
I already put a team together.
I planned that day. I also plan to have like different people host with me that day, so that we can run a 2-4 hours situation room where we can be talking.
Okay, so why can't we, TY, if you're follow, why can we now start planning about it? If we have to start setting money aside to a dedicated account, which Precious provides, we start putting money aside for this, so that, because these guys, we're gonna give them both transport, both feeding, both data, and all the rest of it, so that we will be in the know. What is at that very day? It doesn't matter. We'll be on live whenever election is going on. I mean, let's start planning towards it.
You know, so the most important thing is getting on those stringers. Those stringers will be very important. That's what we call them in journalism, stringers, people who can freelance for a couple of days for you and across different
Okay.
locations. So we can get those stringers, but and then also equip them on what to do. You know, in
Okay.
fact, me, I even plan to even get people in different communities. You know, get people across different communities that can send real time report on what is going on.
Yeah, I have my cousin I can engage. That is good. That is good at.
As a matter of fact, yes. As a matter of fact, in fact, let's leave it, because I was actually working on getting a particular gadget that would actually enable those stringers go live at anywhere they are with us, from anywhere they are with us.
Okay.
Without necessarily getting into the studio, so they can go live on this platform. So without necessarily being in the studio, assuming anything happened to the studio. But that would cost me a lot of money, because
is it not just getting data? Is it not just putting data on their phone?
It's not data. So there's so without this studio, they cannot join us, because with this setup, you must need a laptop and like a laptop or a system to be able to set this up. But there are facilities, or there are technologies that you can use to go live inside the studio with your phone. That's what most of these streamers use. You know, these people who stream all this, so they can stream from anywhere they are with their mobile phone, and you would reflect. So I was thinking about that, but if that would be too cost intensive, I don't mind. Let's just do what we can. Let these people report to us from wherever they are. Send those videos from wherever they are, because there is no time. I mean, I talked about this before on this platform, and
no, I didn't hear, didn't know.
I talked about it.
Or maybe I forgot.
And then I was also at that point, I was also thinking, because I was telling TY Danjo, I mentioned it in this platform. I was also thinking of expanding on what we do here, because I want us to create more shows. I talked about that. So whilst we're creating more shows, that means I would have more presenters. So I wanted to look at changing the name of the platform, because it's just too bespoke to me. So I wanted to just change the name of the platform. Let it be like a normal alternative media platform, where we can have different shows in politics still, but different shows and all that. So I'm looking into that. It's just that I'm being very careful, because the media business is very capital intensive. Very capital intensive. So
do you follow this guy? Do you follow this guy, 2C TV? 2C TV?
No, I don't. I don't.
Okay. So he's an Iranian guy based in London, but he relocated to the US because of what the Islamists are doing in London.
So the reason I am being very careful is that I'm already spending almost #1 million every month running this that I'm doing. I don't want to say nonsense. This thing I'm doing already. I spend close to #1 million every month running this to maintain this every month. So if I'm not careful with my expenses, I may spend much, much more. And I have to be very deliberate and careful with how I spend money, so that I don't get stranded halfway. So that's why I'm just taking my time.
I told you
to take some of these decisions.
I told you let's find a way to monetize some things that is going on here, so that way
So
to sustain the program,
even if the platform is monetized, because we don't have that huge followership and our views are not in its hundreds of thousands, it may not make the kind of money that you need to sustain the platform. Do you understand? So the platform
most of the listeners. Yeah, most of the listeners are mostly, as I see it, from the diaspora. It won't take somebody, even if it's $5 a week or $5 a month or something.
Okay, you mean if I do like membership, right?
Yeah, something of that nature. And then,
so the reason.
Let's say I have a program. You see, I have a program. I can pay for you to make a shout out or something. It can be $100 and 1 week. Announce this program for 1 week and something like that.
Okay, I don't mind taking adverts. We'll be open to that soon. But one of the reasons I'm very skeptical about membership is because the original idea of opening this platform is for people to be able to understand and hear politics in its raw form. And if I now make it a paid service, then that means it defeats the aim. And that's why I'm so I don't want to. And that's why I feel like, how can I make it paid when the original idea is for people to actually have access to political conversation in its very raw form?
I don't want to.
Because for me, it's not about money. I'm making a lot of sacrifices. In fact, my remote job suffers a lot because of this. That's why sometimes you see I come in late and all that, because I get to suffer because of, and my job is actually what funds this, totally, because whatever monetization, it's not able to cater for this as much. So I have to still keep what I do so that I can keep the platform running, because I need the platform to run for us to achieve whatever it is we need to achieve. And for me, I feel like this is not just about election alone, it's beyond election. There is power in the media. There is a reason why most of the media platforms in Nigeria are almost controlled by one politician or the other today, in case you do not know. And if I can run a platform that is independent of the influence of any politician, it would mean a lot for freedom of information and expression in Nigeria. If you run a platform,
and we pray Obi comes in so that they will remove this nonsense law they put on a cyber whatever.
So because of that cyber stuff too, that's why I try to be careful and ensure that we still.
That's why you make us not to talk.
I beg you, not gonna see me. But even at that, it's still very important. At least I can control the news I report. If you notice, there is no day I do not report about the killings going on in Nigeria, even though mainstream media don't announce it every day. But I do that because as soon as I get wind of it, because these are human beings dying, and it could be me. I'm not better past people where they die. So why I go see news like that? And it hurts me that most times you can listen to news in different channels morning to night, you not hear of this. But these things are happening. Like there's a deliberate underreporting of most of these things happening. And that's the part that I would not accept. And as I don't know the kind of money where person go pay me, we go make me look these things where they happen.
Because they don't want to paint Nigeria black.
I don't know.
In this country, if you open up, if you open your 4 p.m. news, if you open your 4 p.m., 6 p.m. news in any state in this country, the very first 15, 20, 30 minutes is atrocity that is going on all over the place. Killings everywhere. In this city that I stay in Atlanta here, there are weekends, it's like we are in a war. When you go to Chicago, there are weekends, especially when they any weekend, war. 16 people will drop dead. 20, they will be killing themselves anyhow. And they don't hide it, they report them. So why wouldn't, the violence here is not anything compared to what we have in, it's just that because there is no will to attack it in Nigeria. There's no will to attack it.
It's sad, but so my concern is not just about the will to attack, it's also the subtle deniability or denials.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, our network has been in and out at some point.
Yeah. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I said, for me, it's not just about the political will. It's also about the admittance.
The denials,
The admittance that you have a problem. Because now when you admit and when you know, say you get problem, now you will get solution. But I think that Nigeria generally were a bit in denial of what's going on. Because I do not believe that, for instance, a president will tell Keir Starmer that most of the violence that happen for the Middle East now because of climate change. We do know it's not climate change. We know it's not climate change. Now, climate change go make those people, okay, you wipe people away from their village, their communities, and they cannot access that community again till now. What is the easiest way to catch, to find the stolen goods? Not be when you see them for the person waiting from hand. Just like Chilaka has raised there before. If naturally saying a climate change and those people come attack other people's community, why not bomb those communities that other people are living in, that the original owners have run away and are living in IDP? Why not bomb it and rebuild the communities for the people? Why can we not bomb it? So I don't understand the level of politics it is, but I don't know. But I think that we need to
that's a great question.
Because it's still boiled down to the same. I'm going to send you something I pulled out from one guy, that what the president of Uganda said, Museveni. He said he was talking to his people. He said when Bashir Ahmed, former president of Sudan, was there, he told him that this idea of some youths going to Arabian lands to learn a certain culture, come here to bring it, that is nonsensical. That's the word language he used, and that they will not allow it, and that if you're going to do it, you're going to be in trouble with us. That's what he told them. That's what he said. He told the former president of Sudan. So when everybody is confronting a certain one particular stuff, you know, my people say, when a child is crying and pointing somewhere, if the mother is not there, the father is there. And this is what is going on the whole world. In UK, this guy from Iran, CCTV, he ran away from Tommy Robinson, ran away from London, his country home, to come to America because they were chasing him. You know. Anyway, not to keep you too late. So
let's talk more on what we have done. This conversation we've just
let's be talking.
And, let's see what we can do about it. I'm really willing and open. And I was also looking at outlining different analysts scheduled for the day, that election day, that will join us at the
sure.
So I'm working on it for the different elections. We're working on it, and I do hope that we succeed.
Sure, and we're praying.
Okay.
I pray for Obi.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much.
So I'm expecting you can call me tomorrow. Yeah.
I will. I'll buzz you definitely. Why don't you? Are you okay?
Thank you.
You haven't been talking.
I wonder this one where you quiet like this.
I want you to go and sleep now. I want you to go and sleep now. It's after 3.
It's already morning.
So I'll be fine. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. Good night and God bless you, sirs.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night. All right. Nigerians, I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone for being part of the show. As usual, it's been another electrifying show tonight. It's always a pleasure to discuss our motherland, Nigeria, with all of you. Thank you so much to everyone who obliges us here to stay here with us to discuss matters concerning our dear country, Nigeria. Our interest is just for Nigeria to get better, and for us to live like real human beings, like others, you know, for us to have a semblance of something that is great in governance. And we do know that will happen someday. I love you guys and I appreciate you. Let's do this again tomorrow evening, God willing. But at the meantime, good night and God bless you. Remember to protect your mental health, because if you worry about Nigeria, you need to